選擇月刊嘅新聞發佈會。今日為我哋主持發佈會嘅有消委會研究及試驗小組主席譚鳳儀教授同埋總幹事黃鳳嫻女士。今日嘅發佈會首先以廣東話進行，跟住係到一段英文嘅摘要，然後就係提問嘅環節。Good morning. Thank you for joining the Consumer Council's online press conference for Choice Magazine issue number 553. Hosting today's press conference are Professor Nora Tam, Chairman of the Research and Testing Committee of the Consumer Council, and Ms. Gilly Wong, Chief Executive of the Consumer Council. Today's press conference will first be conducted in Cantonese, then followed by an English synopsis, and then a Q&A session. 好啦，我唔阻大家，而家將時間交俾 Professor Tam， 唔該晒。
好，早晨，大家好，再次歡迎各位傳媒朋友喺網上出席今早消費者委員會嘅旗艦刊物《選擇月刊》最新一期553期今日出版嘅發佈會。咁我同消委會總幹事喺今期選擇月刊裏邊咧，就揀咗5篇文章咧，同大家分享嘅。咁首先我諗大家都同意咧，香港人都生活繁忙，工作又多，成日都食無定時，亦都會忽略咗均衡嘅飲食。咁但係我哋又好想健康好啲喎，所以好多人咧都會食呢個營養補充劑呢個習慣嘅。其中咧魚油咧仲係好多人嘅選擇。咁啊魚油咧不單含有豐富嘅蛋白質，亦都有好多有益嘅脂肪酸。特別係奧米加3嘅脂肪酸，譬如話我哋常聽到嘅 DHA 啊同埋 EPA 啦，咁啊可以補充營養。咁所以市面上咧就有好多唔同品牌嘅魚油啦。咁有啲產品咧就話唔係淨係成人用㗎，特別仲有啲係嬰幼兒嘅配方啊，或者孕婦都可以食用嘅。但係呢啲營養補充劑嘅 DHA、EPA 嘅含量係咪符合佢聲稱所有咁高咧？會唔會有啲唔好嘅飽和脂肪酸或者係反式脂肪咧？會唔會有呢個污染物或者添加劑咧？食得嚟係咪安全咧？咁今期選擇月刊咧就會俾大家一啲好重要嘅信息啦。咁當你購買魚油嘅時候咧，就可以考慮下應該買咩品牌。咁為咗方便大家明白咧，我哋將有關嘅資料咧就輯錄咗成一個短片嘅。咁依家先將呢個短片同大家分享啦。唔該，去片啦。
有錢真係大晒，邊個話㗎？有錢唔係大晒㗎。健康係用錢買唔到嘅，不過唔少人都會買魚油補充劑嚟到促進健康㗎。消委會最新測試25款魚油補充劑樣本，發現部分樣本嘅實際營養含量同標示值爭好遠，即刻睇選擇月刊嘅測試報告啦。DHA 同 EPA 都係 Omega-3 脂肪酸，佢哋可以幫助維持正常血壓、血脂水平、心血管功能、腦功能以及正常視覺等等。由於人體不能自行製造，所以要由食物中攝取。食得魚油一般都係想增加攝取 DHA 同 EPA。有幾款樣本嘅 DHA 或 EPA 含量同聲稱有相當大嘅差異。呢兩款嘅 DHA 比聲稱低超過7至8成，而呢一款嘅 EPA 咧就比聲稱低超過3成。仲要留意每粒膠囊嘅內容物重量同佢所含 DHA 同 EPA 多少並冇必然關係，所以我哋就比較咗各個樣本每100毫克嘅 DHA 加 EPA 嘅售價，發現樣本間嘅平均售價相差37倍。魚油產品含有唔同種類嘅脂肪酸，佢哋對身體嘅影響各有好壞，仲要睇埋所佔嘅百分比，千祈咪掉以輕心啦。不飽和脂肪酸能夠有效減低血液中嘅壞膽固醇，有助降低患心血管疾病嘅風險。不過測試中，唔同樣本嘅飽和脂肪酸同反式脂肪酸檢出嘅百分比差異頗大。飽和脂肪酸由最低只佔1.7%到最高佔35.4%，反式脂肪酸就由最低0.4%到8.7%。長期大量攝入飽和脂肪酸，有機會增加患心血管疾病嘅風險；而過量嘅反式脂肪酸就會增加體內壞膽固醇水平，更會降低好膽固醇水平。唔少魚油補充劑仲標榜俾孕婦同小朋友食用，咁含有嘅污染物當然都不容忽視啦。污染物方面，6款樣本檢出基因致含物 PAHs， 其中一款聲稱俾孕婦食用嘅樣本更加超出歐盟規定上限5倍有多，96%都檢出3-MCPD， 其中3款嘅檢測量超出歐盟上限。當中包括一款成人及兒童食用嘅樣本， 14款樣本檢出基因致癌物環氧丙醇，其中一款只供成人食用嘅檢出量超出歐盟上限。成日聽人講食維他命有益，不過原來過量攝取都有健康風險嘅。一款樣本檢出嘅維他命 D 比標示聲稱嘅高出近3.5倍。等我再俾多啲揀選魚油補充劑嘅貼士大家啦。喂，真係貼士嚟㗎，冇陰謀㗎。一般成年人每週至少食2次魚，以攝入足夠份量嘅 Omega-3 脂肪酸。而懷孕或哺乳嘅婦女，每個禮拜食至少8至12安士含有較高 DHA 同埋較低汞嘅不同種類海產。而兒童只要唔偏食，就未必需要專門補充 Omega-3 脂肪酸。結論一句講晒：均衡飲食，透過海產攝取 Omega-3 脂肪酸同其他營養素啦。如果有特別需要，就要先尋求專業醫護人員指導啦。想知更多關於揀選同食用魚油補充劑嘅貼士，一齊睇第553期選擇月刊啦！
好，依家由我補充有關魚油補充劑嘅一啲研究嘅內容同埋結果，同埋其他4篇文章。咁正如正話短片講啦，雖然我哋生活繁忙咧，唔少香港人都好注重健康嘅，咁所以食用由魚油提煉而成嘅補充劑咧，都好經常會發生，因為咧呢啲產品咧標榜有豐富嘅奧米加3脂肪酸，譬如 DHA 同埋 EPA， 聲稱咧係有助補充身體營養所需。不過消費者委員會測試咗市面上25款魚油補充劑嘅樣本，發現咧23款嘅膠囊樣本咧，每粒嘅 DHA 同埋 EPA 嘅檢出量咧，都分別相差13倍同埋50倍。而每一粒樣本嘅內容物嘅重量咧，即係話我哋唔要個膠囊之後嘅重量咧，與相關營養素多寡咧並冇必然嘅關係。另外咧，樣本間嘅飽和脂肪酸同埋反式脂肪酸所佔嘅百分比咧，都相差頗大。其中咧，飽和脂肪酸所佔嘅百分比咧，可以由最低嘅只係1.7%到最高嘅35.4%，而反式脂肪酸嘅百分比咧，就由最低嘅0.4%至最高嘅8.7%。咁呢兩款脂肪酸咧，都係增加體內嘅壞膽固醇嘅。消費者咧係需要小心選擇。測試之中咧，有3款樣本嘅 DHA 同埋 EPA 檢出量咧，分別較佢標示值咧係低咗70%同埋30%。咁消委會咧已經將相關嘅資料咧轉交食物安全中心去跟進㗎。咁值得關注嘅咧，全部樣本咧我哋都檢出咗唔同類型嘅污染物，有24款咧就檢出嘅污染物咧就係氯丙二醇，或者我哋叫做3-MCPD。其中3款嘅檢出量咧係超出歐盟上限。另有14款嘅樣本咧檢出咗基因致癌物環氧丙醇，當中1款嘅樣本嘅環氧丙醇同埋3-MCPD 嘅檢出量咧，同時係超出咗歐盟嘅上限。而呢啲樣本嘅抗氧化劑經丁化作用嘅勁基甲苯，我哋簡稱叫 BHT 咧嘅檢出量咧，亦都係超出咗本港法例規定。另外咧，有6款嘅樣本檢出嘅多環芳香烴，即係 PHS 咧，其中1款嘅樣本嘅檢出量咧係超出咗歐盟規定嘅上限。消費者服用魚油補充劑嘅原意咧，都係為咗保健嘅。但係如果產品嘅壞脂肪酸含量較高，又有污染物又超標，咁咧都係增加長期服用者嘅健康風險。消委會敦促商戶咧改良配方同埋品質，嚟到保障消費者嘅健康。咁消委會咧今次係市面上咧主要揀咗25款魚油嘅補充劑樣本，其中23款咧係屬於膠囊劑型嘅，包括5款咧冇標明服用人士嘅年齡範圍，4款咧標明係成人服用嘅量，6款咧標明咗服用人士包括咧成人同埋兒童，6款咧標明咧專供嬰兒或者兒童服用嘅，同埋2款咧係標明聲稱專供係孕婦服用或者哺乳嘅女性或者計劃生育婦女服用。咁每粒膠囊嘅樣本咧平均嘅售價咧就係0.24元，即係2毫4子啦，至到9個半嘅，相差咧你可以睇到係相差38倍。咁剩下2款咧就係液體劑型嘅，平均每毫升嘅售價咧就係2毫3到3個4，咁相差咧都係近14倍嘅。咁我哋先係睇一睇 DHA 同埋 EPA 嘅量啦。咁按照歐洲食物安全局咧就曾經就 DHA 同埋 EPA 嘅健康聲稱進行研究，咁認為咧相關營養素咧係有助於維持正常嘅血壓、血脂水平、心血管功能、心臟健康或者血液循環呢啲咁嘅功能嘅。 咁魚油產品咧普遍咧就以含有豐富或者高濃度嘅奧米加3脂肪酸作賣點啦。咁一般咧都標示含有嘅 DHA 同埋 EPA 呢類嘅奧米加3嘅脂肪酸。消費者選擇嘅相關產品嘅時候咧，或者會以每粒膠囊所含有嘅營養素差異唔大。但係咧，我哋測試結果發現咧，23款膠囊樣品每一粒嘅 DHA 含量咧可以由30.9毫克至444.8毫克。咁你睇到咧係相差超過13倍嘅。檢出量較標示值低最多嘅一款樣本咧，係用100克嚟到計算咧，佢標籤咧就話自己含有60.6克嘅 DHA。但我哋測試結果咧，只係含有10.3克嘅 DHA， 咁即係話咧，較標示值咧係低咗83個百分比，或者我哋叫83%。同牌嘅另一個款嘅魚油樣本啦，佢 DHA 檢出量咧亦都較標示值低咗73.2%。咁另外一種脂肪酸 EPA 嘅含量咧喺膠囊樣本之中咧，每一粒含量咧都係相差超過50倍嘅。其中一款樣本嘅 EPA 檢出量咧，亦都較聲稱嘅低31.7%。咁呢個樣本標示咧，每3粒咧含有180毫克嘅 EPA， 但係我哋測試結果顯示咧，每3粒咧只係檢出咗123毫克嘅 EPA 嘅。咁消委會咧就想提醒消費者，膠囊嘅內容物嘅重量咧，同佢所包含嘅 DHA 同埋 EPA 多寡咧，未必有必然嘅關係。今次測試咧有23款樣本咧屬於膠囊劑型嘅，撇除咗膠囊之後，每一粒嘅內容物重量咧係由0.3克至1.5克不等。其中內含物最重嘅一個樣本咧，即係1.5克嘅重嘅一個樣本咧，每一粒檢出嘅 DHA 同埋 EPA 嘅含量咧就係有夾埋咧就412.5毫克。而內容物含量最輕嘅一個樣本，即係只有得0.3克咧，每一粒檢出嘅 DHA 同埋 EPA 嘅含量咧，亦都有225.9毫克。咁消費者咧應該注意標籤上嘅成分同埋每日需要服用嘅量，嚟到計算咧攝取嘅營養成分。消委會同各種樣本檢出嘅每粒嘅 DHA 同埋 EPA 含量嘅總和咧，同埋比較每100毫克嘅售價，每100毫克嘅售價，結果發現咧樣本之間嘅平均價咧就係大概過6度。當中售價最低嘅一款咧嘅樣本咧，只係需要1毫7子就得㗎啦，而最高咧就係6個5毫2，咁相差咧超過37倍嘅。咁消費者咧應該有一個精明嘅選擇。咁除咗 DHA、EPA 之外咧，其實我哋都好擔心一啲壞嘅脂肪酸。飽和脂肪酸咧就會增加體內嘅壞膽固醇嘅水平，長期大量攝入咧有機會增加我哋患心血管疾病嘅風險。個樣本嘅飽和脂肪酸嘅百分比咧都非常參差，由最低只佔有1.7%至最高佔有35.4%。同樣會增加壞膽固醇水平，甚至會降低好膽固醇水平嘅，仲有反式脂肪酸。佢會引起嘅健康風險咧，比飽和脂肪酸咧更高嘅。所有樣本檢出嘅反式脂肪酸百分比咧都有差異嘅，由0.4%至8.7%不等。咁你睇到呢個差異都頗大。唔少消費者喺購買魚油補充劑嘅目的咧，係為咗攝取 DHA 同埋 EPA 呢啲有益嘅多元不飽和脂肪酸。咁如果產品咧含有呢個壞脂肪酸嘅比例較高咧，情況係唔理想嘅。咁另外咧，我哋發覺咧，食物喺加熱啊、烘乾或者煙燻過程裏邊咧，都會產生咧多環芳香烴，即係 PHS 啦。咁喺高溫烹調嘅大脂肪嘅食物之中咧，常較見到有嘅 PH 嘅類型咧，就係苯並芘或者我哋叫 BAP。咁呢個咁嘅多環芳香烴嘅產品咧，係屬於基因致癌物質，咁應該係盡量避免攝入嘅。咁我哋測試之中6款樣本咧檢出有 PHS， 其中咧2款檢出呢個苯並芘咧就好高嘅。其中一款咧就有個孕婦用嘅魚油丸樣本咧，佢個苯並芘嘅檢出量咧係超出咗歐盟規定上限嘅5倍，超過5倍。其中其他4種嘅 pH 嘅總和量咧，亦都達到每公斤咧54.0嘅微克，亦都係超出咗歐盟規定上限每公斤10.0嘅微克。咁油脂咧會喺160度以上嘅高溫咧，就係脫臭加工過程之中咧，有機會形成我哋叫做氯丙二醇脂肪酸酯。咁咧呢就簡稱咧係 3-MCPDE。咁我哋通過動物實驗裏邊發現咧，長期每日過量攝入呢一類嘅產品咧，就會損害腎臟、中樞神經以及影響雄性嘅生殖器官或者生殖系統。今次測試之中咧，除咗一款專供孕婦服用嘅樣本之外咧，其餘樣本咧都檢出咗呢個氯丙二醇或者我哋叫做 3-MCPD。其中3款嘅檢出量咧超出咗歐盟嘅上限。不過 以檢出量最高一款嘅樣本為例，參照咗聯合國糧食及農業組織、世界衛生組織、聯合食品添加劑專家委員會，我哋叫 JECFA， 同埋歐洲食物安全局定嘅每日可耐受嘅攝入量咧，咁咧就唔使擔心嘅。每日我哋要最少咧15粒同埋8粒咧，先會超出呢個建議嘅限量。咁消費者咧只要需要按照個標籤建議去食用，應該咧就唔會攝入過量嘅3-MCPD。咁我如果油脂嘅加工溫度咧超過200度攝氏，有機會咧產生咧我哋叫做縮水甘油脂肪酸 GE 簡稱。咁喺人哋嘅腸胃道裏邊咧會水解之後咧會釋出咧基因致癌物質環氧丙醇。咁咧測試中咧14款嘅樣本咧都檢出咗呢個環氧丙醇，其中一款嘅環氧丙醇同埋氯丙二醇嘅檢出量咧同時都超過歐盟規定上限。咁呢類污染物咧可以存在喺唔同嘅食物之中嘅，譬如食油啊、餅乾啦。咁所以消費者咧要培養好健康嘅飲食習慣，避免咧攝入過量嘅污染物。哇！咁講咗一大堆啲化學物名稱啦，即係我諗大家都頭暈啦。咁我咧就用呢個簡單去介紹咗咧，究竟我哋發現呢個魚油補充劑，我哋檢測結果係咩咧？咁當然最緊要就係呢個奧美加3嘅脂肪酸啦，就 DHA 同埋 EPA 嘅。咁我哋發現咧兩款檢出量咧就較佢標示值咧係低呢個73.2%至83%。咁樣本之間每粒嘅含量咧相差都超過13倍㗎。咁而同樣咧 EPA 咧有一款檢出嘅量咧較標示值係低31.7%。咁樣本之間每粒嘅含量相差超過咗50%㗎。咁 DHA、EPA 嘅好處咧仲係講咗啦，我就唔重複啦。咁關於有害物質咧，大家都好擔心嘅就係其中一個咧就係多環芳香烴 PHS 啦。咁我哋發現咗6款咧都檢出咗呢個基因致癌物嘅 BAP， 其中一種嘅 BAHS 啦，其中一款咧甚至超出咗歐盟嘅上限嘅。咁另外咧就係另外一個擔心嘅咧就係氯丙二醇啦，就係3-MCPD。咁我哋發覺咧24款咧都檢出有呢一個有毒嘅物質，咁其中咧3款咧仲超出咗歐盟嘅上限嘅。咁而另外一個污染物咧就環氧丙醇啦，咁我哋14款咧檢出呢個係基因致癌物質嚟嘅，咁其中一款咧亦都超出咗歐盟嘅上限嘅。咁有機會令到咧我哋發現咧，如果實驗嘅動物嘅實驗咧就發覺佢有致癌物質。咁最後一個我哋檢出咗咧就係話，如果長期服用呢啲嘢咧，就會有機會咧影響我哋嘅健康啦。其中咧就譬如氯丙二醇啦，就會令到我哋損害我哋腎臟啦、中樞神經啦，同埋雄性嘅生殖系統啦。而 pH 咧同埋呢個環氧丙醇咧就係致癌物質。不過咧氯丙二醇同埋環氧丙醇咧其實要食好多嘅，咁所以大家咧按照個劑量去食用咧就唔需要咁擔心。咁除咗呢啲污染物之外咧，其實我哋都發現咗咧喺測試中咧有90%嘅，即係22款嘅樣本咧檢出咗一個持久性有機污染物，我哋叫二惡英。咁二惡英樣嘅多氯聯苯或者非二惡英樣嘅多氯聯苯咧，雖然檢出量咧冇超出咗歐盟規定嘅上限，但係呢一類嘅污染物咧係經由工業產生，可以長時間咧存在喺環境之中嘅，亦都可以透過食物鏈咧傳至人體，亦都可以積累，係令到人類有機會患癌嘅物質。咁喺今次測試之中咧，一個孕婦用嘅魚油丸樣嘅二惡英同埋二惡英樣嘅多氯聯苯檢出量咧係最高。而非二惡英樣嘅多氯聯苯檢出量咧最高嘅一款兒童嘅食用嘅魚油丸樣本，咁消費者咧應該選擇嘅時候咧要加以注意呢一類嘅樣本啦，就盡量減少用啦。咁有啲食物咧係生產商咧就話喺脂肪同埋油量含量高嘅食物之中咧就會使用呢個抗氧化劑嘅，咁令到咧係減慢呢個樣本之中氧化作用而產生嘅酸敗嘅過程。咁今次測試咗9種嘅抗氧化劑。其中一款樣本咧檢出每公斤咧含有430.6毫克嘅抗氧化劑京丁化作用嘅羥基甲苯 VHT， 咁係高於食物內防腐劑規例准許嘅每公斤200毫克，即係我哋檢出咧係430.6毫克，個標準咧係200毫克。咁另外咧，除咗呢污染物之外咧，咁我哋好多時食補充劑咧都會希望吸入啲維他命啦。咁啊，即使補充劑所含嘅營養成分對身體有益。但係咧，你要記住咧，唔係越多越好嘅。測試之中有3款樣本嘅維他命 A 嘅檢出量咧，同埋4款樣本嘅維他命 D 嘅檢出量咧，都較聲稱嘅為高嘅。其中一款咧專供嬰兒服用嘅樣本嘅維他命 A 嘅檢出量咧，唔單止較聲稱高25%，而佢嘅維他命 D 嘅檢出量咧，更較標示值咧超咗3.3倍。 咁遠超過我哋話80%嘅容忍限度。咁雖然維他命 A 咧能夠預防眼睛疾病啦，有助維持呼吸道、腸道、毛髮、指甲同埋皮膚嘅健康，但係長期攝取過量咧，或者會引致中毒，或者導致肝臟受損、甩頭髮啦、中樞神經系統受損啦，甚至畸胎等問題。咁至於人類攝取維他命 D 咧，其實主要係應該由陽光照射皮膚而合成。咁維他命 D 係好嘢嚟嘅，可以協助咧骨骼嘅正常生長，或者骨骼嘅正常生長、神經傳導等一般嘅功能。但係如果長期攝取高劑量嘅維他命 D 補充劑咧，容易導致咧就高鈣血症，同埋有機會引起心律不正等問題。雖然每一粒魚油補充劑嘅維他命 A 同埋 D 嘅含量唔算高，但係如果產品標示嘅營養內容或者營養素嘅內容咧係唔正確，不單止影響服用者獲取準確資訊嘅權利，更可能對一啲對營養素攝入量特別關注嘅人士不利。咁消委會咧提醒一般人士可以透過日常飲食，譬如話進食海產啦，嚟到攝取奧米加3脂肪酸。係咪需要用額外嘅服用補充劑呢？就可以問下醫護人員嘅意見，同埋參考我哋俾你一啲 tips 啦。咁一般成年人呢，按美國心臟協會建議，所有成年人每週最少咧就食2次魚啦，特別係脂肪比較高嘅魚類，咁嚟到攝取咧足夠份量嘅奧米加3脂肪酸。咁香港食物安全中心咧建議較好嘅選擇咧係有三文魚啦、左口魚啦、盲槽等等。素食者咧就可以進食海藻等油補充劑作為 DHA 嘅來源。咁高血脂患者如果需要補充較高劑量嘅奧米加3脂肪酸咧，需要專業醫護人士指導嘅，因為奧米加3脂肪酸咧對血小板咧係有抑制作用。服用華法林或者其他抗凝劑嘅人士咧，應該避免服用高劑量嘅魚油產品。咁至於孕婦或者係哺乳期嘅婦女啦，咁係需要多啲嘅奧米加3脂肪酸嘅。咁海產咧可能係控呢啲神經毒素嘅來源，所以咧懷孕或者哺乳嘅婦女咧，需要選擇唔同種類含有較高 DHA 同埋較低控嘅海產。建議份量咧係每週食用咧至少咧8至12安士。咁香港醫學會指出咧，有醫學文獻顯示，婦女懷孕期咧，如果服用奧米加3脂肪酸咧，嬰兒早產嘅情況咧，或者有所減少，亦都可以降低咧係圍產期嘅死亡。新生嬰兒咧護理入院以及低出生體重嬰兒嘅風險咧亦都低嘅。咁對於兒童嚟講咧，兒童咧只要唔揀食啦，喺均衡飲食之中咧，應該可以攝取足夠嘅營養，未必需要咧專門補充劑嚟到加大呢個奧米加3脂肪酸嘅成分嘅。咁呢個係有關魚油補充劑。咁今日第二個咧要介紹嘅文章咧就係浴室暖風機啦。咁大家都知道咧雖然依家都好暖啦，不過冬天都就嚟㗎啦。咁一部多功能咧並且能夠有能源效益嘅浴室暖風機就非常之好用啦。佢既可以保持浴室嘅溫暖舒適度，又可以通風同埋乾衣。咁消費者委員會咧曾經分別喺2015年同埋2017年咧進行過浴室暖風機嘅測試。咁今次測試嘅13款浴室暖風機嘅樣本咧，就涵蓋咗設有方便掛扣喺浴室毛巾架上面嘅所謂移動式嘅型號。測試結果顯示咧，樣本嘅安全同埋性能表現咧，普遍令人滿意。除咗一款樣本之外咧，其餘樣本嘅整體評分咧都獲得3.5分或者以上。但係唔同樣本嘅暖風溫度相差可以超過16度攝氏。而乾衣時間咧，則相差多於1倍嘅，因而乾衣嘅電費差距亦都會相若。根據今次測試結果咧，消委會提醒消費者選擇呢個浴室暖風機嘅時候咧，應該先考慮用途，然後選擇個人所需嘅節能型號。消委會同埋機電工程署咧分別委託咗獨立實驗室測試各樣本嘅性能同埋安全。測試嘅13款樣本咧涵蓋3大類別，包括6款窗口式啦、3款天花式啦，同埋4款可移動式嘅浴室暖風機，價錢咧就介乎699蚊至4350蚊，咁你睇到相差5倍啦。其中一款價格較低嘅型號，只係需要799蚊啦，同埋價格最高嘅型號，總評分咧都獲得4分嘅。咁再次反映咗咧市場上有唔少價廉物美嘅產品供消費者選擇。咁喺性能測試咧方面，我哋就參考咗國際 GB/T 22769進行嘅測試項目咧，包括咗乾衣啦、加熱表現啦、 氣流量啦、暖風溫度啦同埋寧靜程度等等。考慮到香港嘅潮濕天氣，今次窗口式同埋天花式浴室暖風機嘅乾衣測試咧，係喺一個模擬嘅浴室嘅恆溫同埋恆濕嘅環境裏邊進行。由於移動式嘅型號咧未有明確聲稱佢有乾衣嘅功能，所以咧測試冇包括呢一款型號嘅浴室暖風機。除咗一款樣本之外咧，其餘8款樣本咧都可以喺指定時間，即係8小時之內咧，徹底吹乾咗相同數量嘅衣服。乾衣時間咧係介乎3.3小時至6.4小時，相差近1倍嘅。3款天花式型號表現較好，全部都可以獲得喺4個小時之內咧完全乾衣嘅，因此咧全部都有4點嘅評分。6款窗口式嘅型號咧，只有1款能夠喺4小時之內完成乾衣，另外4款咧都要超過5小時先能夠完成乾衣，而1款咧係完全未能喺8小時之內咧係完成乾衣。咁呢個樣本咧喺測試開始之後2小時咧，佢嘅發熱器咧就會自動關閉嘅。咁隨後嗰4個小時咧，仲係以冷風去吹向呢個衣物嘅。而乾衣程序咧，於6個小時之後咧自動停止。咁所以咧，只係60%嘅衫咧能夠乾到，評分係最低嘅，只係得1.5分嘅啫。咁天花式型號嘅乾衣咧表現較佳。咁因為咧乾衣嘅時候咧，暖風係由下至上咁順風啦。咁因此咧係掛喺出風口嘅衣物咧能夠均勻咁樣乾衣嘅效果。至於窗口式型號咧，由於衣物同埋出風口之間嘅距離唔一樣啊，如果掛得遠嘅衣物咧，所需要乾濕時間咧係會需要長啲嘅。測試都比較咗咧天花式同埋窗口式樣本乾衣服嘅耗電量，同埋檢視乾衣嘅能效。咁撇除咗未能喺8個小時之內完成乾衣嘅樣本咧，3款樣本包括1款窗口式、2款天花式嘅樣本咧嘅耗電量係最低嘅，介乎咧係3.2個 kWh 至3.7個 kWh。耗電量最高嘅一款樣本嘅耗電咧係達到6.2個 kWh。咁耗電量咧幾乎咧係比能效最佳嘅樣本嘅2倍嘅。咁咧我哋睇啦，究竟咁我用咁多電咧，我哋要用幾多錢咧，或者我哋用幾多電費咧咁樣？咁呢個就好簡單一個比較啦，就係話我哋當兩款嘅乾衣機型號啦，咁即係浴室暖風機嘅乾衣嘅型號啦，咁就我哋就話每一個月咧，每一戶咧係用咗15次去洗衫嘅，15次嘅。咁咧而每一度電咧，我哋平均價咧就當係1個8嚇，因為你用幾多電費咧，嗰度電嘅價錢唔同嘅，咁我哋平均價咧就個8。咁我哋睇試咧測試耗電最高嘅一款窗口式型號啦，咁我哋就1.8個8啦。乘咗6.2個 kWh 啦，乘咗15次咧，係需要俾咧就係167.4咁多錢嘅電費。咁但係如果我哋比較一個耗電量最低嘅一款型號咧，係天花式嘅啦，咁我哋需要俾86.4嘅啫。咁所以你話咧，乾衣需要用嘅電費咧係2款唔同嘅型號咧係相差1倍嘅。咁當然你用幾多電咧，其實就同你點樣用個浴室暖風機有啲關係嘅。咁我哋俾啲少啲 tips 你啦。咁你應該善用個時間掣。避免咧啲衫乾咗之後咧都開住個機，咁啊長期耗電。第二咧係避免咗啲濕衣物咧係遮住個出風口啦，咁啊不利於乾衣。咁同埋咧，我哋用抽濕機乾衣嘅時候嘅能源消耗咧，就係較呢個浴室暖風機咧係低嘅。咁所以呢個咧就係少少嘅 tips 俾大家啦。咁所以當我哋選擇嘅時候咧，咁我哋咧就要考慮一啲嘅安裝同埋使用嘅時候應該注意嘅事項啦。第一咧，我哋要聘用咧係註冊電業承辦商嚟到安裝天花式同埋窗口式嘅浴室暖風機啦，嚟到確保安全。咁由於浴室暖風機嘅功率較高，所以咧可能需要由配電商咧以獨立嘅線路供應嘅。第二咧，切勿將呢個移動式嘅暖風機咧放置於靠近有機會注滿水嘅位置附近，譬如洗手盆啊或者浴缸，嚟到防止咧用戶接觸水嘅時候咧有觸電嘅風險。亦都唔應該將機身咧處於高溫或者較濕嘅環境，例如安裝喺熱水爐嘅正上方就唔得嘅。第三咧，乾衣時咧就千祈唔好將濕衣物咧掛住同埋掛上，或者係遮蓋住出風口啦，咁會影響咗個暖風機嘅運作。第四咧係善用時間掣啦，我仲話講咗啦。咁第5個咧係用戶應該根據說明書咧係指示定期清潔產品，並且留意聲稱有抗菌功能嘅隔塵網，唔應該咧以水直接清洗。最好咧係用吸塵機咧係吸去網上嘅灰塵。咁呢個咧係關於呢個浴室暖風機。咁第3個咧就係一啲大家都知道㗎啦，就係電子廁板。咁咧譬如話我哋 去廁所嘅時候，咁我哋冬天啦，尤其是都希望坐喺一個暖暖嘅廁板上邊啦，咁啊無疑會增加舒適度嘅。咁咧，另外一種咧就係除咗暖暖嘅廁板之外咧，仲可以係集坐墊加熱同埋噴水洗淨功能。咁呢啲電子廁板咧就越嚟越受香港消費者嘅歡迎。咁消委會咧搜集得32款電子廁板嘅資料，嚟幫助消費者了解相關型號嘅坐墊加熱、暖水洗淨同埋噴頭自動洗清潔嘅功能。消委會提醒電子廁板咧睇嚟好似方便使用，但係消費者喺安裝、使用以至清潔衞生方面咧都不能掉以輕心。由於安裝電子廁板咧需要接駁食水供應喉管，安裝工程咧需獲水務署嘅書面許可，並且由合資格人士安裝，以免污水回流而污染單位或者其他樓宇嘅供水系統。另外，部分型號嘅坐墊溫度咧最高可以達到40度攝氏。消費者使用嘅時候咧，唔應該將溫度咧調得太高，或者坐得太耐。如果唔係咧，就會越嚟越熱咧，就引起皮膚不適。另外咧，用戶亦都需要注意電子廁板日常嘅清潔同埋呢個保養，並按照說明書指示咧定期清潔機身同埋噴頭，以確保衞生。部分型號聲稱咧去按摩洗淨功能，或者可以刺激臀部，幫助排便。消委會提醒咧，消費者若持續出現便秘症狀，應該諮詢醫生意見，對症下藥。咁今次咧，消委會咧係搜集咗9個牌子，共32款型號嘅資料，售價咧由3399蚊至14800蚊，相差咧超過3倍。部分型號嘅售價咧已經包括咗基本安裝。消費者要注意嘅部分型號嘅進水過濾器或者除透過濾器咧，需要定期更換。咁選購時會考慮呢更換呢啲類過濾器嘅時候嘅費用。咁安裝嘅時候，我哋要注意咩呢？因為電子廁板咧有坐墊加熱、洗淨甚至按摩功能，咁所以消費者咧要注意咧，所有電子廁板咧都必須接駁電源同埋食水供應喉管先至可以用嘅。為咗防止污水回流而污染單位或者樓宇嘅供水系統，因此咧需配備斷流水箱或者同等級嘅斷流裝置。呢個斷流水箱咧需獨立供水俾呢個電子廁板，可以內置電子廁板或者安裝於供應電子廁板嘅供水管，而相關工程咧必須根據水務署鐵絲條例獲得水務署嘅書面許可，並且咧由持牌水喉匠或者註冊水喉技工等指定人士進行。咁接駁電源方面咧，由於洗手間咧通常都比較潮濕，因此咧千祈唔好用拖板。如果需要加裝電源插座，必須由註冊電業承辦商進行，並且將佢嘅電源插座咧安裝喺距離浴盆或者浴缸0.6米以外嘅地方。咁嘅安裝位置咧亦都避免因為水濺出嚟而受到損害啦。消費者咧選擇嘅時候咧就要確保產品嘅額定電壓同埋頻率適合本港使用，並且裝有符合安全規格嘅插頭。咁電子廁板咧安裝妥當之後咧，咁日常使用咧亦都唔能夠掉以輕心嘅。咁條油之中咧，全部32款型號咧都設有坐墊加熱功能，並且咧可以調校溫度。其中咧12款型號聲稱咧可以將坐墊溫度調高到至高嘅大約40度攝氏。咁可調校範圍最闊嘅2款型號咧就可以由大約28度至40度左右啦。消委會提醒用戶唔應該將坐墊溫度調得太高或者坐得太久。因為咧，剛剛坐低嘅時候咧，可能感覺到個坐墊溫度唔係太高啦，但係熱力咧或者隨住時間累積而令到溫度輕微上升，咁用戶咧可能感覺到越嚟越熱啦。咁即使坐墊溫度咧僅略高於人體體溫，但係如果接觸時間長，咁皮膚咧亦都可能引起不適㗎。有24款型號咧係聲稱咧，當用戶坐上去之後，坐墊一段時間之後咧，溫度會自動調低，嚟到減低因為皮膚長時間接觸較高溫而可能引致嘅皮膚不適嘅機會嘅，所以會好啲。咁要享受暖烘烘嘅坐墊，當然要付出代價啦。根據部分供應商就個別型號嘅提供嘅資料粗略估計咧，喺室溫大約20度至24度環境之下咧，將一個坐墊溫度一直維持喺大約36度至39度攝氏，咁1個月嘅耗電量大約咧係10至13度電嘅。咁實際耗電量咧會受好多環境因素影響，譬如話你嘅室溫啦、產品嘅表現啦、坐墊溫度設定啦，同埋你去完廁所之後有冇將呢個廁板冚上去啦？因為咁樣可以減低熱力嘅流失。咁呢啲習慣咧都會影響佢嘅耗電量嘅。 咁有30款型號咧就設有省電模式。咁當啟動相關模式期間咧，會暫停咧坐墊加熱功能或者降低坐墊加熱溫度，咁可以省電啲。咁部分人士咧選擇安裝電子廁板之後咧，除咗因為咧坐墊有發暖之外咧，或者一個原因咧就係話佢可以有噴水洗淨功能，咁呢個好吸引嘅。咁尤其是對於活動能力有限嘅長者或者傷健人士啦，咁如果去完廁所之後，或者一啲係較難自行清潔嘅下身部位，咁如果我哋呢部分電子廁板聲稱可以有潔淨功能咧，可以對呢啲人士咧係帶來方便，亦都可以幫助咧照顧者減輕咧厭惡嘅清潔工作。咁全部32款型號咧都設有全部或者女性下身部位洗淨嘅功能，並且咧可以調校暖水溫度同埋噴頭前後伸縮。咁亦都有啲移動洗淨功能，噴頭咧可以一邊噴水一邊咧自動前後伸縮，嚟到咧令到佢個洗淨嘅範圍咧係擴大。咁另外咧，全部型號噴射水流嘅速度咧亦都可以調校嘅。咁24款型號嘅噴射水流嘅速度資料咧，按照佢哋俾我哋嘅資料咧，其中速度最高嘅為同一牌子嘅9款型號。供應商咧聲稱喺最高段數嘅時候咧，噴射水流嘅速度咧大約係每分鐘咧700毫升。咁消委會咧就提醒用戶，無論乜嘢型號，喺初次使用嘅時候咧，適宜咧調節較低嘅水流速度段數，視乎咧所需，然之後將水流速度咧係調高。調查之中咧有3款型號咧設有兒童洗淨模式。咁咧由於兒童嘅皮膚較為幼嫩啦，咁使用時咧應該將個噴射水流速度咧同埋暖水溫度咧調校至較低嘅段數。另外咧有30款型號咧設有按摩洗淨功能。咁噴射水流嘅速度咧會自動反覆改變啦，你會產生呢個按摩效果嘅。咁部分型號聲稱咧呢個功能咧或者可以刺激全部，提高便意，幫助排便。不過消委會咧想提醒消費者，如果持續出現便秘症狀咧，應該諮詢醫生嘅意見嘅。咁29款型號咧係設有暖風功能，咁應該令到用戶咧喺洗淨之後咧用暖風咧吹乾下身部位啦。咁根據25款型號嘅暖風溫度資料，8款型號咧聲稱可以將暖風機嘅溫度咧調校至最高嘅60%度嘅。雖然60度咧仍然都係低於呢個推薦性國家標準所定嘅65度嘅上限，但係如果長期使用60度咧，咁仍然都有機會咧引致皮膚不適。咁日本咧曾經有消費者咧向當地嘅消費者組織反映，被電子廁板嘅暖風咧係燙傷嘅。咁消委會提醒消費者咧，唔應該將暖風溫度咧調至太高，並且喺洗淨之後咧，最好先用廁紙輕抹下身部位，然後先用暖風機推乾，嚟到減低皮膚因為長時間被較高嘅溫度咧嘅暖風直吹而引致皮膚嘅不適。咁用完廁所之後啦，咁使用洗淨功能時，噴頭難免都會被污水濺到嘅。咁雖然全部型號咧都設有呢個噴頭自動清潔功能，聲稱喺每一次噴水洗淨身體部位之前及或者之後咧，會自動以水清潔咗噴頭一次。但係消費者咧仍然都需要按照說明指示，定期咧軟布或者海綿咧清潔噴頭，以確保衞生。咁全部型號裏邊咧都內置或者附設咧進水過濾器，將水過濾之後咧先同個噴頭噴出嚟嘅。其中11款型號嘅進水過濾器咧需要定期更換。咁有廠商建議咧，用戶每隔係4個月至1年咧就更換一次。咁每個進水過濾器嘅售價咧大概75蚊至400蚊不等。另外咧有6款型號嘅除臭過濾器咧，亦都需要定時更換。相關廠商建議咧，當用戶察覺除臭效果變差嘅時候咧，就要更換啦。而每個呢個除臭過濾器嘅售價咧，大約係380蚊。咁所以當消費者選購電子廁板嘅時候咧，應該同時考慮咧就係過濾器嘅成本啦。咁咧呢個就係我哋要注意電子廁板安裝、使用、保養你要注意嘅。咁其中一個咧就係個洗淨功能啦。咁記住咧，你個噴射水流嘅速度咧唔好過高，水溫咧唔好過高。咁暖風功能咧，溫度亦都唔好太高，亦都唔好長時間使用。咁衞生咧當然要定期清潔呢個噴頭啦，同埋呢個過濾器咧要定期咧係換嘅。咁我哋安裝嘅時候咧，就需要咧就係獲得水務署書面許可，有合資格嘅人士安裝。咁保養嘅時候咧，我哋要拔下呢個電源插頭啦，咁然之後咧就排出機內嘅清水。咁使用嘅時候咧，就記住咧，就溫度唔好調得太高啦，咁亦都唔好坐得太耐嘅。 咁呢個咧就係關於呢個電子廁板。咁記住咧，電子廁板佢個供應嘅暖水嘅方式咧，就分為即熱式同埋儲水式。咁即熱式咧，一般嚟講即係話可以長時間持續噴射暖水啦。咁儲水式咧就係要預先將啲水加熱。咁當持續噴出嘅暖水一段時間之後咧，出水嘅溫度有機會下降。咁要等到儲水箱裏邊嘅水加熱之後咧，先可以恢復噴出呢個暖水。咁因此咧，儲水式型號嘅售價咧，通常咧都較同等牌子嘅即熱式咧係平啲嘅。好，咁如果咧座廁位置咧接近浴缸或者花灑，咁消費者咧應該喺沖涼嘅時候咧以浴簾啦或者浴瓶咧將佢分隔，避免咧電子廁板咧俾水濺濕嘅。咁如果下身部位不適或者有傷口嘅人士咧，譬如痔瘡啦、患痔瘡嘅人啦，使用前咧應該先諮詢醫生嘅意見。咁如果我哋長期唔用呢個廁板咧，應該即係掹咗個電子插頭嘅電源插頭，並按照呢個說明書咧將機內嘅水排出啦，以免因為機內嘅水變質，令到我哋下次用嘅時候咧就唔好啦，咁令到皮膚不適嘅。咁呢個就係有關於電子廁板嘅。咁跟住咧，另外一個我哋今日要介紹咧就係環保棺啦。咁呢個咧就係新興嘅，其實都興咗好耐嘅，不過咧就唔係好流行。咁我哋咧先用一個短片咧介紹我哋今次環保棺發現嘅問題啊。咁唔該去片。
親人離世，家屬辦理後事，點先做到為逝者盡心，又為生者留低一份愛同關懷呢？現時本港90%以上嘅逝者都係採用咗火葬儀式。喺為先人揀選棺木嘅時候，其實可以兼顧品質款式同埋環保角度嘅考慮。政府早喺2007年引入環保棺，其後規定所有持牌嘅殯葬商必須提供環保棺，俾市民多一個選擇。根據食環署嘅資料，2021年環保棺佔整體火化總數少於5%。質量上，環保棺普遍承重達到150公斤，而且防水堅固。設計上，近年環保棺嘅款式多樣化，例如有啲可以俾家屬喺棺木上印製照片、圖案，甚至寫上心意或者係送別字句。根據10間服務商提供嘅收費資料，部分環保棺喺價錢上比較經濟。較雜木方箱棺木低400蚊到5000幾蚊。雖然兩者喺價錢上嘅差別唔算好大，但最重要嘅係環保棺對先人、對環境同樣友善。環保棺喺火化嘅時候更容易被燃燒，減少先人嘅骨灰雜質，同時減少產生有毒嘅氣體。另外，環保棺嘅用料係混合紙或者係再造紙，可以減少砍伐樹木，將一份愛留俾地球同埋我哋嘅子孫後代。如果環保棺取代傳統棺木，木材消耗量就可以大大減少。使用環保棺，體現咗綠色殯葬嘅精髓，喺追思先人嘅同時，將愛傳承，造福人間。
好，睇完咗呢個短片咧，大家都大概對環保棺呢個概念有啲認識㗎啦。咁正如短片所講咧，親友離世，好多人咧都希望為先人舉辦一個有體面嘅葬禮啦。但係喺辦理身後事嘅時候咧，點樣可以做到為逝者盡心，為生者傳承一份愛同埋關懷咧，都係好多人關注嘅問題。咁近年世界各地咧都鼓勵採用唔同形式嘅綠色殯葬，以環保咧將愛傳承嘅。咁香港政府咧亦早於2007年咧引入環保棺呢個概念，為無人認領嘅遺體咧進行火化，並且喺翌年咧要求所有新簽發同埋現有嘅殮葬商申請續牌嘅時候咧，佢都加入提供環保棺為額外持牌嘅條件，規定咧殮葬商咧必須提供環保棺與市民選擇。政府期望咧引入環保棺長遠咧可以節省用於火化嘅能源，減少喺燃燒棺木嘅時候產生嘅有毒氣體，同時咧為市民提供可降低葬禮成本同埋環保嘅選擇。但係政策推行咗至今大約15年啦。根據食物環境衛生署嘅數字，過去10年咧火化嘅時候使用環保棺嘅宗數咧係少於5%，即係話推行政策咧成效不理想。為咗了解唔同殯儀服務提供 服務商提供嘅環保棺嘅規格、收費、使用情況及對環保棺未能普遍使用嘅意見。消委會咧喺今年10月咧進行咗調查，聯絡咗23間持牌嘅殮葬商，但係只有12間咧係願意回覆，間接反映咗咧業界對於環保棺嘅態度咧較為保守。調查結果顯示咧，本港喺推動環保棺呢類綠色殯葬缺乏誘因。消委會咧促請政府多加宣傳推廣環保棺嘅優點，並且考慮咧提供誘因，譬如話俾火化費用有啲折扣啦，以及增加市民選用環保棺嘅意欲啦。消委會強調，環保棺無論對先人同埋環境咧同樣友善，喺火化時咧更容易被燃燒，可減少先人咧骨灰嘅雜質，同時咧亦都可以減少產生有毒氣體。期望咧官商民共同推動環保綠色殯葬，透過使用環保棺咧，將一份愛咧傳承俾子孫後代。咁製造傳統棺木咧需要砍伐樹木嘅，咁越堅固嘅棺木咧，火化時所需要用嘅燃料係越多嘅。而外國有研究咧，指棺木嘅清漆啦、木材防腐劑啦、金屬把手啦、裝裱布料等都可以喺燃燒之中咧，就係產生有毒氣體同埋污染物。咁政府資料顯示咧，自2021年中至2022年年中，本港嘅死亡人數咧大約係61,600人。假設一副傳統棺木平均嘅重量係60公斤，一年間嘅棺木木材嘅消耗量咧接近咗3700公噸。至於環保棺咧，主要係以混合紙或者再造紙製成，咁較適合火化。唔少環保棺咧更係手工精細，外觀同埋西方棺木咧無大異嘅。食環署嘅數字顯示，本港喺2012年至2021年嘅火化總數之中咧，使用環保棺嘅宗數咧只係佔1.1%至4.55%，咁使用率咧係偏低。本港一所大學喺2015年咧發表市民對死亡預備同埋遺體處理方法嘅問卷調查，當時咧有67%嘅受訪者咧表示願意採用環保棺，但係參考食環署嘅數字咧，受訪者嘅意願咧同埋實際使用率咧頗有大嘅落差。環保棺需要符合一定嘅規格嘅，包括主體結構咧需要紙板或者類似材質嘅紙料製造，唔含有氯化物啦、塑膠啦以及金屬等物質或者物料。棺木內外咧都唔能夠透水嘅，並且咧需要使用水溶性無毒塗漆同埋物料以便燃燒。棺木嘅承載重量咧就不可少於150公斤，以及咧係不會因載重而會變形嘅。根據7間服務商向消委會提供有關環保棺嘅規格資料，製作物料包括呢個厚蜂窩紙板、循環再造紙或者植物纖維，譬如稻穀啦、稻殼啦、甘蔗渣啦、玉米稈啦同埋椰子殼等，聲稱嘅承載重量咧由大約114公斤至200公斤。據業界反映咧，現時環保棺嘅需求同埋生產量不多，價格與西式嘅棺木相距不大，所以咧較少顧客選用。根據11間服務商提供嘅棺木價格資料，較多人選用嘅雜木方箱棺木，價格由3000蚊至35000蚊，呢個係套餐嘅價錢；而環保棺就由3000蚊至3萬蚊，兩者價格相若。其中6間服務商嘅環保棺較雜木方箱嘅棺木咧便宜大約400蚊至5700蚊，而兩者價格咧於另外3間服務商咧就大致相同，反映環保棺木在價格上咧係未有足夠嘅經濟誘因吸引消費者選用。咁12間有回應嘅服務商之中咧，有1間表示喺過去1年咧冇顧客咧係選用呢個環保棺。另外有10間嘅環保棺使用率咧係大約0.3%至23.9%不等。咁餘下最高使用率嘅1間咧就有85%。咁主要咧因為佢係提供呢個環保喪禮服務嘅。咁殯儀服務屬於傳統行業，資訊透明度咧普遍都唔高嘅。即使有部分殯儀服務商咧設有公司網頁或者社交媒體帳號，裏邊咧大部分只係提供咧係簡單嘅殯儀服務資訊。消委檢視咗40間有關公司嘅網頁嘅持牌，有呢類網頁嘅持牌殮葬商嘅資料，發現咧只有13間，即係大約30%咧喺網頁裏邊咧有提及環保棺，大多咧只係簡單張貼環保棺嘅樣本啊、相片啊，或者有一啲包括環保棺在內嘅殯儀套裝，而鮮有咧係提供環保棺嘅具體內容啦、價錢啦同埋優點。 唔少服務商咧認為主因咧係因為政府宣傳不足，令到市場咧認知度低。而呢個原因咧係部分人士嘅思想傳統較難接受環保觀，亦都另外一部分嘅服務商咧就認為環保觀嘅資料咧唔及其他嘅棺木。但亦都有部分服務商承認咧環保觀嘅利潤咧不及其他嘅棺木，所以咧業界唔積極咧去推銷呢個環保觀，呢個係主要原因。消委會咧就理解傳統殯葬咧採用木嚟到製造棺材啦係為主嘅，加上咧家屬辦理後事嘅時候咧，普遍咧都抱住咧為先人盡最後心意啦，所以選擇棺木嘅時候咧，環保咧未必係去優先考慮嘅因素。消委會建議政府咧應該加強推廣同埋教育，令到家屬咧係了解環保棺嘅優點，嚟到增加使用環保棺嘅普及性。另外，現時預定政府火葬場嘅服務費咧，成人收費大約係1220蚊。咁政府可以考慮咧向選用環保棺人士咧提供津貼啦，或者免費火化服務，或者減免呢個火化服務，或者向棺木供應商咧、殮葬商咧提供津貼，嚟到減輕使用環保棺嘅成本。環保棺咧引入本港有15年啦，好耐啦，但係使用率咧一直咧都偏低。消委會促請政府咧檢視現時推行環保棺政策嘅成效，除咗要求持牌殮葬商提供環保棺俾市民作選擇，亦都考慮咧設定量度業界推動環保棺嘅指標，並且咧就可持續嘅殯葬服務咧定下長遠目標，鼓勵市民咧多採用環保棺，將佢成為自然嘅選項，共同咧推進香港發展可持續嘅綠色殯葬。咁最後一個中文嘅文章介紹咧，就係關於呢個網上平台預訂啦嘅活動。咁近年咧透過網上平台預訂各種嘅娛樂消閒活動嘅消費模式咧大行其道。咁有平台咧推介個人化嘅專屬產品方案啦，或者讓消費者以積分咧係兌換門票，不但方便易用，選擇亦都多元化。但係消費者委員會近月咧就接獲唔少涉及經網上平台預訂門票、兌換產品或者參加活動嘅投訴，發現當中銷售手法咧有誤導之嫌，條款細則亦都甚多，而且溝通不足。如果有爭議嘅時候咧，消費者亦都容易處於不利位置。咁有平台咧需要以積分兌換產品或者活動門票，但係可兌換嘅產品或者活動門票咧數量有限，但係咧就冇透露到啲數量下咧有好少或者多少咧就大肆宣傳，咁對消費者咧造成不公。另外有啲平台咧活動嘅時候咧未能如期舉行，但係亦都未有同消費者積極溝通，交代後續嘅安排。另外咧亦都有消費者喺平台購買門票，但係門票咧唔適用於指定日子。不單止咧冇得玩啦，咁亦都會招致住金錢上嘅損失。咁消委會咧係敦促網上預訂服務平台改善銷售手法，並且提供清晰及具透明度嘅資訊，令到消費者咧可以作出知情嘅選擇。雖然平台可能並非活動嘅主要主辦單位，但係作為銷售一方咧，一旦出現無法預計嘅情況，而活動內容有所更改，亦仍然有責任咧為消費者咧係跟進，保持溝通。消委會提醒咧，消費者喺網上平台預訂、兌換產品同埋門票，或者報名參加活動嘅時候咧，一定要細閱條款細則，留意當中係咪含有特定嘅條件或者限制，並且咧保留相關嘅單據同埋記錄，以保障自身嘅消費權益。咁我今日咧介紹兩個個案嘅，一個咧係換呢個音樂會門票。咁投訴人咧喺 A 訂購平台咧就用咗4800蚊咧就購買積分嚟到換取咧音樂會門票。雖然喺 A 平台嘅社交媒體上有消費者查詢可供換領門票數量，但係不獲回覆。但係投訴人咧見到呢個平台咧直接換領開始嘅前一日，仍然要音樂會門票作招來，吸引消費者購買積分。因此咧，相信平台應該有一定數量嘅門票供消費者兌換。但係投訴人咧開放換領日，按時進入活動連結，系統咧就顯示到門票已經兌換完畢。咁 A 平台其後表示咧，可供換領嘅門票只有大約200套。投訴人不滿 A 平台冇事先係公佈可換領門票嘅數目，並且質疑期間咧賣出嘅積分數目咧明顯係超出咗可提供兌換門票，但係仍然繼續宣傳催谷，或涉不良銷售手法，因此向消委會投訴。咁 A 平台回覆消委會嘅時候表示，投訴人喺第2輪嘅門票換領中咧，活動之中已成功換領咗2張門票， 但係投訴人咧指第二輪換領嘅門票咧位置屬於較後嘅 C 或者 D 區門票，所需嘅積分亦都較少，因此咧要求平台咧就剩餘嘅積分咧作退款。消委會咧再次同平台作調停，但係平台回覆就係積分增值嘅頁數已列明，積分不可取消，因此拒絕作出退款。並且表示投訴人咧可以將積分咧用於換領商品、折扣券同埋下次消費中嘅抵消繳費金額。咁至於另外一個個案咧，想同大家分享咧就係關於呢個不適用日子啦。咁投訴人咧經過 D 平台咧就購買主題公園門票，咁先咧係揀定咗使用日期咧係11月27日。咁平台隨後咧就推薦咧數個方案提供選擇。咁投訴人咧選購咗咧合適優惠方案。並且咧於收到訂單之後確認通知之後咧就核對資料無誤啦，咁就買咗。咁投訴人咧當日咧持票入場嘅時候咧就被主題公園嘅職員咧話佢聽呢個門票咧冇辦法使用，因為門票條款咧已經列明咧不適用於逢星期二、公園休園日同埋特定日期。為咗繼續行程咧，投訴人只好即場咧另購門票入場。及後投訴人嘗試向平台申請退款，但係平台以條款已經列明咧適用日期為由，拒絕退款。投訴人認為咧訂購時咧早已選擇使用日期，平台既不應該推薦不適用於該日期嘅方案，亦都唔應該咧令消費者咧完成交易，所以咧就向消委會投訴。咁平台回覆消委會嘅時候表示，方案詳情已列明門票可於有效期內任何一天使用，除部分日子不適用。而當中要選定11月21日咧，但係理解顧客唔能夠使用門票嘅心情。並且基於服務顧客嘅宗旨，與供應商爭取之下咧，安排全部退款，個案得以解決。咁就住呢啲投訴咧，咁消委會咧就想俾消費者一啲參考嘅。當你哋用呢個平台訂購娛樂活動嘅時候，第一咧預定平台推薦嘅產品或服務嘅時候咧，務必細閱使用限制，譬如門票嘅使用期限啦、不可使用嘅日期啦、使用前是否需要另行或者提供服務嘅商戶預約。商戶咧會否另收服務費，同埋活動安排如果受天氣或者其他原因影響嘅時候，咁會點呢？有咩相關嘅安排呢？第二咧，部分大型活動咧係有條例説明列明，因應疫情或者相關嘅政府政策，不排除更改活動模式。譬如話將跑步活動改為線上跑啦，消費者喺報名前咧應積極考慮是否接受更改後嘅模式，是否設有退款嘅選項，以至咧如何發放呢個紀念品等。咁第三咧，提供娛樂服務預定嘅平台咧，可能咧同時係香港註冊嘅持牌旅行社代理商。消費者咧可於旅遊業監管局，即係旅監局嘅網頁咧查核呢個平台係咪註冊旅行代理商。如果係涉及咧註冊旅行代理商嘅投訴咧，亦都可以聯絡咧旅監局咧係作跟進嘅。咁呢個係我今日要報告嘅關於中文嘅5篇文章。Let me summarize the key finding of this study in English now. The first study is fish oil supplements. Despite their hectic lifestyle, many Hong Kong people are health conscious enough to consume supplements made from fish oil. The council sourced 25 samples of fish oil supplements from major retail outlets, with 23 samples in the form of soft gel capsules, of which 5 samples did not state the suitable age range of their intended users, while amongst the other samples, according to the claims on their labeling, 4 were suitable for adults, 6 were suitable for adults and children, 6 were suitable for babies and children, and 2 were specifically for pregnant or breastfeeding women or those planning to conceive. The capsule-type samples range from 0.24 cents to $9.5 per capsule, a price difference of over 38 times. The 2 remaining samples were liquid formula, a price difference of almost 14 times. According to a study by the European Food Safety Authority, DHA and EPA are recognized as useful for maintaining essential functions such as normal blood pressure, blood lipid levels, cardiovascular functions, heart health, and blood circulation, etc. Fish oil products generally tout the benefit of being rich or highly concentrated in omega-3 fatty acids, usually labeled as containing DHA and EPA. Consumers might expect the nutrient content per capsule to be similar. Yet, according to the test result, the DHA content of the 23 soft gel capsule samples ranged from 30.9 milligram to 444.8 milligram per capsule, a difference of over 13 times. For the sample with the greatest discrepancy between the actual and labeled DHA content, the test result revealed it only contained DHA that is 83% lower than the labeled value. Another sample from the same brand had detected DHA content 73.2% lower than the labeled value. For another type of fatty acid EPA within the soft gel capsule sample, the detected amount varying over 50 times. Amongst these, the detected EPA level of one sample was 31.7% lower than the labeled values. The Council reminds consumers that the weight of the capsule's fuel content does not necessarily bear correlations with its DHA and EPA content. Amongst the 23 samples of soft gel capsules, the fuel content of each capsule weighed 0.3 gram to 1.5 gram after deducting the capsule itself. The sample with the highest fuel weight was detected with total DHA and EPA content of 412.5 milligram per capsule, whereas that for the sample with the lowest fuel weight was 225.9 milligram. Consumers should pay heed to the ingredients and daily dosage on the labeling to calculate nutrient intake. Based on the total detected DHA and EPA content per capsule, the Council compared the average price per 100 milligram content. While the average unit price amongst all samples was $1.6, that for the cheapest sample was only $0.17, a difference of over 37 times compared with the highest price sample, which cost $6.52. SFA could increase the level of bad cholesterol. SFA means saturated fatty acids, while excessive intake over a prolonged period could increase the risk of cardiovascular disease. The SFA's percentage also varies significantly among samples, with the lowest being 1.7% and the highest being 35.4%. Similarly, total trans fatty acid, TFA, could increase the bad cholesterol level and even lower the level of good cholesterol, posing even greater health risk than SFAs. The detected TFA's percentage also recorded a huge variance ranging from 0.4% to 8.7%. As many consumers purchase fish oil supplements hoping to take in healthy polyunsaturated fatty acids such as DHA and EPA, it will be unsatisfactory if the product had high percentage of TFAs and SFAs. Polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PHS, might be produced in the process of heating, baking, and smoking food. Benzoylpyrene, in short BAP, one of the more common types of PAH found in fat-containing food cooked at high temperature, is classified as a genotoxic carcinogen, and intake should be avoided as far as practical. 6 of the test samples were detected with PAHs. Of which 2 were found with BAP. This includes 1 sample of fish oil capsules for pregnant women with a detectable BAP levels that exceeds the upper limit of EU regulation by over 5 times, while its total detected level of 4 types of PAH exceeding the upper limit in EU regulation too. During the 160-degree high temperature deodorization process of oils, 3 MCPD esters might be produced. Excessive amount of free MPCD over a prolonged period would adversely affect the kidney function, central nervous system, and male reproductive system of experimental animals. Except for 1 sample dedicated for pregnant women, all samples were detected with free MCPD, of which the detected amount in 3 samples exceeds the EU's upper limit. However, taking the sample with the highest detected amount, for instance, when making reference to the tolerable daily intake set by JECFSA and EFSA, the 2 organizations, one is named the Joint Food and Agricultural Organization, World Health Organization, and also the Expert Committee on Food Additives. It would require daily consumption of 15 capsules and 8 capsules respectively in order to exceed the recommended TDI. As long as consumers consume the supplements according to the recommended serving size, it should not result in excess free MCPD intake. On the other hand, glycidyl esters GE might be formed during the deodorization process of oils at over 200 degrees. Upon hydrolyzation and in the gastrointestinal tract, GE would release the genotoxic carcinogen glycidol. Glycidol was found in 14 samples, of which 1 sample had detected level of glycidol and 3 MCPD, which both exceed the upper limit stipulated by the EU. Close to 90% of the samples were detected with the persistent organic pollutants, dioxins. Dioxin-like polychlorinated biphenyls or non-dioxin-like polychlorinated biphenyls. Although the detected amount did not exceed the upper limit set by the EU, these persistent organic pollutants are classified as carcinogen or carcinogenic to humans and could persistently exist in the environment, eventually accumulating in the human body through the food chain. 1 sample of fish oil capsule for pregnant women had the high-risk detectable levels of dioxin and dioxin-like polychlorinated biphenyls, whereas the sample with the high-risk detected levels of non-dioxin-like polychlorinated biphenyls was a sample of fish oil capsule for children. Some food manufacturers might add antioxidants in food with high fat and oil content to slow down the acidification process resulting from oxidation. 1 sample was detected with BHT, higher than the permitted level set out in the preservatives in food regulations. Despite the health benefits of the nutrient content to the body in the fish oil supplement, it does not mean the more, the better. The detected vitamin A content of 3 samples and the detected vitamin D content of 4 samples were higher than the labeled values. The detected amount of vitamin A for 1 sample for babies not only exceeded the claim by 25%, its detected vitamin D content was even higher than claimed by 3.3 times, far exceeding the tolerance limit of 80%. While vitamin A boosts various benefits, including the prevention of certain eye diseases and maintaining the health of the respiratory tract, intestines, excess intake over a prolonged period could lead to poisoning of issues, or issues such as liver damage, hair loss, and even fetal deformation. On the other hand, vitamin D, which is usually formed by the human body through sun exposure, could assist general body functions such as normal growth of bones, nerve conditions, etc. However, prolonged intake of a high dose of vitamin D supplement could easily lead to hypercalcemia and might cause arrhythmia and other issues. Although the vitamin A and D content per fish oil capsule might not be high, inaccurate labeling information on the product's nutrient content not only affects the fundamental consumer right to have accurate information, but could also be harmful to individuals concerned with their nutrient intake. The Consumer Council reminds consumers that omega-3 fatty acid could be absorbed through regular diet, such as by consuming seafood. Consumers should seek the advice of medical professionals on the necessity of consuming additional supplements. The second paper for today is about thermal ventilator. Since previous tests on thermal ventilator in 2015 and 2017, the Council and the Electrical and Mechanical Services Department, EMSD, commissioned independent laboratories to conduct tests on 30 models of thermal ventilators, including covering 3 types, namely 6 window-mounted and 3 ceiling-mounted thermal ventilators and 4 portable bathroom heaters. The price ranged from $699 to $4,350, a huge disparity of over 5 times. One of the lower-priced models received the same overall rating of 4 points as the highest-priced model. Once again, reflecting the good quality products are available irrespectively of their price. The performance test was conducted with reference to the national standard GB/T 22769, covering the test items of clothes drying, heating performance, air delivery rate, warm air output temperature, noise level, etc. The window type and ceiling type thermal ventilator models were tested for their clothes drying performance. As the portable models did not have substantial claims to their clothes drying capability, they were not included in the test. 8 tested sample models were able to completely dry an identical amount of clothes within the set time limit of 8 hours, with the drying time ranging from about 3.3 hours to 6.4 hours, a variance of nearly one-fold. The three sealing types were found to perform better. All could complete the drying within 4 hours. Thus, all received a satisfactory rating of 4 points. Among the 6 window types, only one model will complete the drying within 4 hours. 4 models took more than 5 hours, while one model could not even completely dry the clothes within the 8-hour time limit. In the latter case, the model's heater automatically switched off at around 2 hours after the test began, and only streamed the cool air at the clothes for the next 4 hours. Eventually, its clothes drying program stopped automatically after 6 hours, at which point the clothes were only 65% dry. This model received the lowest rating of 1.5 point only. The better drying performance of sealing type models could be attributed to the fact that warm air was delivered from top to bottom, providing a more even drying effect for clothes under the air outlets. For window type models, as the distance between the clothes and the air outlet varied, clothes further away from the outlet would require longer time to dry. In terms of clothes drying energy efficiency, excluding the model which failed to complete dry the clothes in the time limit of 8 hours, 3 models were measured with the lowest power consumption. The most powerful consuming model was found with a with a power consumption almost twice as much as the best performing model. Based on a tariff of $1.8 per unit of electricity and a scenario where the thermal ventilator was used for clothes drying 15 times a month, the estimated monthly electricity bill for the most energy consuming model would come to around $167.4, whereas that for the most energy saving model were around $86.4, a difference of almost one-fold. In the light of test findings, consumers who frequently use the clothes drying function of their thermal ventilators are reminded to choose a product with lowest electrical energy consumption. That means more energy efficient, to save energy and protect the environment. Based on the Council test on thermal ventilators in 2017, a compressor type ceiling mounted model was found to consume much less energy than the model which relied on warm air to dry clothes. Consumers should consider using a dehumidifier solely for the purpose of clothes drying. The room heating tests were also done, and then the maximum warm air temperature at the outlet were found to vary from 39.6 degrees to 55.9 degrees Celsius, a significant difference of 16.3 degrees Celsius. Overall, the window type models generally had lower maximum warm air output temperature as compared with the ceiling mounted and portable models. The models were also tested for heating up a target object to measure and assess the temperature rise and heat up speed. The average temperature for the target heating area ranged from 31 degrees to 54 degrees Celsius, while the temperature rise time ranged from 5 minutes 56 seconds to 37 minutes 6 seconds, a variation of over 5 times. The heating performance of all models were rated 3.5 to 4 points, which reflect satisfactory overall results. The safety tests were conducted with reference to the latest requirement of the international standard IEC 60335-1, IEC 60335-2-30, etc. Test items include the construction, water resistance, or what we call the ingress protection, power rating discrepancy, marking and instructions, etc. The claimed water ingress protection ratings vary among the models, and all models were able to pass the water resistance test. However, consumers are reminded that as the water ingress protection is only applicable to the external enclosure, water should not be sprayed onto the front panel, and the device should also be switched off before cleaning. In terms of the construction, 2 window type models failed to comply with the standard requirements of earthing continuity. The screw terminal of the metal motor casing of one model was secured to a plastic casing, but the plastic material would become aged and deform over time, causing the earthing terminal to loosen. For another model, the earthing stuck on the inner side of the metal casing could be accidentally loosening from the outside by a screwdriver. The earthing continuity could be, as such, undermined. However, as the body of the window-type thermal ventilator is usually covered with plastic front panel, users have a lower chance of accessing the external and internal metal casing. Therefore, it should not pose serious risk in regular use. 3 models failed to comply with standard requirements. The instruction manual of one model omitted the warning against the use by people with special needs and to teach children not to play with the device. 2 models lack warnings for not installing the bathroom heater in a position reachable by users while showering. Furthermore, the input power of 2 models were measured to be 5.7% higher and almost 12% lower than their power rating respectively, which exceed the upper and lower limit of the standard requirements, reflecting the need for improving in the labeling. When selecting, installation, and using thermal ventilators and bathroom heaters, consumers should employ a registered electrical contractor for installation of ceiling or window-type mounted thermal ventilators to ensure safety. The third paper for today is about electronic toilet seats. A warm toilet seat will no doubt increase comfort during use. This was why electronic toilet seats, which combine the function of seat heating and water spray cleansing, have becoming increasingly popular among consumers in Hong Kong in recent years. The Consumer Council collected information on 32 models from 9 brands, priced from $3,399 to $14,800, a difference of more than 3 times, with the basic installation fee included for some models. As the water filters or deodorization filters in some models require regular replacement, consumers are advised to consider the cost of replacing all filters when purchasing. Electronic toilet seats possess seat heating, cleansing, and even massage functions. Consumers should note that all electronic toilet seats must be connected to a power supply and a fresh water supply pipe when in use. A brick tank or equivalent backflow prevention device is required to prevent the backflow of contaminated water from contaminating the water supply system of a flat or building. The brick tank should supply water to the electronic toilet seat only, while it can be built into the electronic toilet seat or installed at the water supply pipe, which supplies water to the electronic toilet seat. Moreover, the work must be carried out with the written permission of the Water Supplies Department, WSD, under the Waterworks Ordinance and by designated persons such as licensed plumber or registered plumbing workers. For connections to the power supply, as bathrooms are usually more humid, the use of extension units should be avoided. If additional socket outlets are required, they must be installed by registered electrical contractor and should be located 6.6 meters away from shower basins or bathtubs to avoid damage caused by water splashes. Consumers should also ensure that the rated voltage and frequency of the product are suitable for local use and the product are fitted with plugs, complying with the safety requirement. All 32 models surveyed had a seat heating function with adjustable temperature. 12 of the models claimed to be able to adjust the seat temperature to a maximum of approximately 40 degrees Celsius, while 2 models had the widest adjustment range from approximately 28 to 40 degrees Celsius. The Council advises users to neither set the seat temperature too high, nor sit for too long, as one might not feel hot in the first place, but when the heat accumulates over time, the temperature might increase, causing the users to feel hot. It may also cause discomfort with prolonged contact with the skin. 24 models claimed that the temperature would be automatically lower after users have been sitting on the seat for a period of time to reduce the chance of skin discomfort. According to rough estimation provided by some suppliers for individual models, the monthly power consumption is around 10 to 13 units of electricity to maintain the seat at a temperature of approximately 36 degrees to 39 degrees at a room temperature environment of roughly 20 degrees to 24 degrees Celsius. The actual power consumption is affected by many factors, such as the room temperature, product performance, seat temperature setting, and the habit of closing the toilet seat cover after use to reduce heat loss. 30 models offered a power-saving mode which would pause the seat heating function or lower the seat temperature to save power. Some consumers choose to install electronic toilet seats because of their water spray cleansing function. As the elderly and disabled people with limited mobility may find it difficult to clean their lower body part after using the bathroom, some electronic toilet seats claimed that their cleansing function could bring convenience to these people and help relieve the unpleasant cleaning task for carers. All 32 models have posterior and feminine cleansing function with adjustable warm water temperature and forward and backward extension of the nostrils, as well as an oscillating cleansing function to cover a wider area with automatically forward and backward extensions of the nostrils while spraying water. All models allow adjustment of the speed of the water sprays. Of the 24 models that provide the Council with information on the speed of the spraying stream, the highest claimed speed was approximately 700 ml per minute at the maximum setting. The Council reminds users to adjust the water spraying speed or rate at a lower band when using for the first time, and increase the water spraying rate as necessary. 3 survey models have trial cleansing mode. As children's skin is more delicate, the spraying speed and warm water temperature should be set at a lower band. Furthermore, 30 models were equipped with a massaging cleansing function where the speed of the spraying streams could automatically vary to create a massage effect. Some models claimed that this function could stimulate the posterior to increase the urge to defecate. However, the Council reminds consumers to seek medical advice in case of chronic constipation. 29 models were equipped with a warm air dryer function to dry their lower body part with warm air after cleansing. 25 models that claimed the warm air temperature could be adjusted to a maximum of approximately 60 degrees Celsius, while despite being lower than the 65 degrees Celsius upper limit of the recommended global standard, might still cause skin discomfort when prolonged used. The Council reminds consumers not to turn up the dryer's temperatures too high, but to wipe the lower body part with toilet paper after cleansing before drying with warm air, to reduce skin discomfort that may be caused by prolonged exposure to warm air at high temperature. When using the cleansing function, the nozzle will inevitably be splashed with contaminated water. All models were equipped with a self-cleaning nozzle function, which claimed to automatically clean and nozzle the nozzle with water before and or after each cleansing. Consumers are still required to clean the nozzles regularly with a soft cloth or sponge, as instructed in the manual to ensure their hygiene. All models have built-in or attached water filter, which filter the water before ejected through the nozzle. 11 models required regular replacement of the water filters at a frequency of once every 4 months to 1 year as recommended by the manufacturers. The filters were priced from $75 to $400 each. In addition, the deodorization filters of 6 models also required regular replacement. The relevant manufacturers suggest the filters be replaced when users notice a decline in the deodorization performance. While each deodorization filter costs $380, consumers should also consider the cost of filter replacement while purchasing electronic toilet seats. The fourth paper today is about eco-coffins. Various forms of green burial have been engaged around the world in recent years, passing on the love and legacy through eco-friendly actions. The Hong Kong SAR government had also introduced eco-coffins way back in 2007 for cremating unclaimed dead bodies. And in 2008, imposed an additional licensing condition requiring licensed undertakers of burials to offer eco-coffins as an option for sale to consumers. However, despite relevant policies have been in place for around 15 years, statistics from the Food and Environmental Hygiene Department, FEHD, show that the usage rate of eco-coffins in cremation was less than 5% in the past 10 years. To explore the specifications, cost, and usage of eco-coffins provided by different funeral services providers, as well as to understand opinions as why eco-coffins are yet to become widely accepted, the Consumer Council conducted a survey in October this year and reached out 23 licensed undertakers of burials, but only received voluntary response from 12 undertakers, an indirect indication of the industry's conservative attitude towards eco-coffins. The survey results show that lack of incentives to promote eco-coffins as a green burial measure in Hong Kong. Eco-coffins are beneficial to both the deceased and the environment, as not only are they more combustible during cremation, thus reducing the impurities in the cremains, but they could also lower toxic gas emission. The Council anticipates that the tripartite effort of the government, industry, and the public to promote eco-friendly green burials, leaving a sustainable legacy to the next generation through the use of eco-coffins. Traditional coffins are constructed from chopped wood. The stronger the wood, the more fuel it requires for cremation. And overseas research indicated that the varnish, wood preservatives, metal handles, and fabric lining, etc., might all emit toxic gases and contaminants during combustion. According to government statistics, the number of deaths in Hong Kong from mid-2021 to mid-2022 was around 61,600. Assuming that a traditional coffin weighs 60 kilograms on average, the amount of timber used for the construction of coffins amounts to almost 3,700 tons a year. On the other hand, as eco-coffins are mainly made from mixed paper or recycled paper, they are more suitable for cremation. Many eco-coffins also feature intrinsic craftsmanship and look the same as Western-style coffins. FEHD's statistics show that only 1.1% to 4.55% use eco-coffins amongst all cremation between 2012 to 2021 in Hong Kong. The usage rate was relatively low. In 2015, a local university released survey findings of Hong Kong people's death preparation and burial arrangements. The findings showed that 67% of the interviewees were willing to use eco-coffins. Yet, when compared with the FEHD's statistics, there was a huge discrepancy between the preference of the interviewers and the actual usage rate. Eco-coffins need to meet certain specifications, including a main body made of cardboard or similar paper materials in nature, and should not contain substances or materials such as coordinate, plastics, and metals. Both the internal and external surfaces should be rendered impervious, and the lacquer used should be water-based, non-toxic type to be burned easily. The eco-coffin should also have a bearing capacity of not less than 150 kilograms without any significant change in shape. According to the eco-coffin specification provided by 7 service providers to the Council, the construction material included honeycomb, cardboard, recycled paper, or plant fibers, such as rice hull, bagasse, corn stalk, coconut husks, etc., with claimed bearing capacity range from 114 kilograms to 200 kilograms. The industry reflects that the current demand and supply for eco-coffins were not high, and few customers opt for eco-coffins since their costs were similar to Western-style coffins. Based on the coffin pricing information provided by 11 service providers, the more popular mixed-wood rectangular coffins, casket, range from $3,000 long package to $35,000 package in price, quite similar to the eco-coffin, which priced it from $3,000 to $30,000. The eco-coffin of 6 service providers were cheaper than the mixed-wood casket by $400 to $5,700, while the price of the 2 types of coffins were more or less the same for the other 3 service providers, reflecting the price of eco-coffins might not be attractive enough for consumers' consideration. Amongst the 12 service providers that respond, one expressed that low consumers opt for eco-coffins in the past year. Tented eco-coffin usage rate is from 3% to 23.9%, while the remaining service provider with the highest usage rate mainly provide environmentally friendly funeral services. Funeral services are a traditional industry with generally poor information transparency. Although some funeral service providers have a company website or social media account, they mainly offer basic information on funeral services only. The Council reviewed the official websites of 40 licensed undertakers of burials and found that only 13 of them mention eco-coffins on their website, most merely displaying sample photos of the eco-coffin or listing out funeral packages that include eco-coffins, while rarely stating specific details, costs, and advantages of eco-coffins. Many service providers opine that The main reason was insufficient promotion by the government, resulting in low awareness in the marketplace. While another reason was the reluctance in accepting eco-coffins due to the traditional mindset of some people. Some service providers remarked that the material for eco-coffins were not as good as traditional coffins, while some service providers admit that the lower profit margin of eco-coffins as compared with other coffins was the main reason for the industry lack of incentives to promote eco-coffins. The Council understands the traditional burial mainly use wooden coffins, whereas family members generally hope to pay the last respects to the departed. Thus, sustainability might not be the priority when handling the funeral arrangement and selecting a coffin. The Council recommends the government to strengthen promotion and education to the public, to allow family members of the deceased to understand the benefit of eco-coffins so as to increase their usage and popularity. Besides, with the current service charge for booking public crematoria being $1,220 for elder cremation, the government considered providing a subsidy, a waiver of the cremation charges for those opting for eco-coffins, or subsidizing coffin providers and undertakers of burials to ease the cost of eco-coffins. Eco-coffins have been introduced in Hong Kong for a long period, yet the usage rate has remained consistently low. The Council urged the government to review the effectiveness of the current policy on promoting eco-coffins. Also consider a number of other initiatives, such as establishing indicators to measure the promotion of eco-coffins for the industry, setting long-term goals for the sustainable burial services, and encouraging the public to choose eco-coffins, making it an inherent option. All of these measures could encourage concerted effort in promoting sustainable green burial in Hong Kong. The last paper for today is about online booking. The Consumer Council has received a number of complaints in recent months about booking tickets, redeeming products, or participating in an event through online platforms, and found that the sales practices were possibly misleading, with many terms and conditions involved, as well as lack of proper communications, which could easily put consumers in a disadvantageous position if disputes arise. The Council urged online booking services platforms to improve their sales practice and provide clear and transparent information to enable consumers to make informed choice. Although the platform may not be the main event organizer, it's still the responsibility of the selling party to follow up and communicate with consumers in the event of unforeseen circumstances leading to changes in the event. The Council also reminds consumers to read the terms and conditions carefully when booking, redeeming products and tickets, or registering for events through these platforms, or particularly to be vigilant if there are any specific clauses or restrictions, and to retain relevant receipts and records to safeguard their consumer rights. And I'll report two specific cases today. Case one, the companion redeemed her concert ticket for $4,800 on subscription platform A. Despite platform A did not respond to consumers' inquiries left on its social media account checking on the quantity available for ticket redemption, the companion believed that there should be a good number of tickets available as the platform was still touting concert tickets the day before redemption started. However, when the companion accessed the event link on the redemption day, the system indicated all tickets had been redeemed. Platform A subsequently expressed that there were only about 200 sets of tickets available for redemption. The companion was dissatisfied that Platform A did not announce the quota in advance and queried that the number of points sold during the promotion period clearly exceeded the number of tickets available. Yet, Platform A continued with its aggressive promotion. The companion considered the practice unscrupulous, hence lodged a complaint with the Council. Platform A replied that the companion had successfully redeemed 2 tickets in the second round of ticket redemption. However, the companion pointed out that the tickets redeemed in the second round were in zone C or D, which were further away from the stage, thus required fewer points. Therefore, she requested the platform to refund the remaining points, but the platform replied that the reward page has stated that no cancellation or refund is allowed for the points and therefore refused to issue a refund, stating that the companion could redeem the points for products and discount coupons to offset the amount paid on the next purchase. The second case is about the dates. The campaign purchased theme park tickets through Platform D and first select the date of 27 November. The platform then recommended several options. The campaign purchased the appropriate discount plan and checked that the information was accurate after receiving the order confirmation notice. On the day of entry, the theme park staff said that the presented ticket could not be used, as it was not valid on Tuesdays, theme park rest dates, and specific dates. To continue the journey, the companion had to purchase a separated ticket for admission on the spot. The companion subsequently attempted to seek a refund from the platform, but the platform refused to do so on the ground that the terms and conditions had been specified on the applicable day. The companion believed that as the date had already been selected at the time of booking, the platform should not recommend unavailable dates, nor allow consumer to complete the transaction. She hence lodged a complaint with the council. The platforms replied that the detail of plan had specified that the ticket could be used on any day within the validated period, except for some days that were not applicable, including 27 November list. However, the platform understood the consumer's feeling of failing to use the ticket, and for the sake of good customer service, it managed to arrange a full refund with the theme park to settle manner. And this is all I want to report for today. Thank you very much.
多謝。咁我哋而家就到答問嘅環節。咁首先呢，我哋係關於魚油補充劑嘅問題嘅。咁首先我哋就係問嚟自明報嘅問題，係咁就魚油全部嘅樣本咧都檢出唔同種類嘅污染物，但係如果按廠商嘅建議服食魚油補充劑，有冇健康風險呢？如果長期服食呢啲污染物超出歐盟規定嘅魚油，會唔會攝入過量嘅污染物嘅風險呢？
咁我哋今次嘅測試咧，就其實真係唔係好理想，因為發覺好多樣本咧都有唔同嘅污染物啦。其中一個我哋好關注咧，就係我哋所謂多環芳香烴啦 ，pH 裏邊其中一種咧就係苯並芘 BAP。咁因為佢嘅驗出量咧每公斤係13微克，遠超出過咧食物安全中心咧所定嘅行動水平10微克嘅每公斤。咁咧食物安全中心咧已經係令有關嘅商戶咧停售呢個批次嘅產品啦。咁喺一般情況之下咧，使用咁嘅量嘅苯並芘咧，就應該唔會對健康造成不良嘅影響嘅。不過因為呢啲嘢咧都會係有累積嘅，所以大家咧都要注意啦。咁第二個咧，我哋發現嘅污染物咧就係我哋所謂嘅 BHT 啦，經丁化作用嘅京基甲苯啦。咁佢嘅檢出量咧係611，咁而佢嘅最高嘅容許量係200，即係多410。咁食物安全中心亦都指令有關商戶咧係停售呢個批次嘅產品。咁不過咧喺一般情形之下咧，亦都唔會咧係對健康造成好不良嘅影響嘅，因為都係好微量啦。咁另外一個咧就係我哋都會有關注嘅咧，就係佢哋一檢出嚟嘅咧，就係嘅維他命 A 啊、維他命 D 啊，同埋呢個 DHA 啊、EPA 都同佢聲稱嘅量咧係有參差嘅。咁所以即係話咧污染物嚟講咧係有存在。但係如果我哋唔係食好多，亦都按照佢嘅指定嚟講咧，係應該唔會造成呢個大健康風險。譬如就算我哋話二惡英，咁因為二惡英咧雖然有一個樣本都超標，但係都係仍然咧都唔係好嚴重，因為我哋喺環境裏邊咧都有呢啲污染物嘅。咁所以整體嚟講咧，就係我哋要注意咧，就係話多環芳香烴，我哋正話講咗啦。咁就氯丙二醇我正話冇講到啦，環氧丙醇啦，其實都係污染物嚟嘅。咁但係咧，因為佢個量咧其實係有超標，不過咧，如果我哋食嘅量唔係好多，譬如話有啲要成10幾粒啊，或者700粒啊，咁一般我哋唔會食咁多嘅話咧，就應該唔會對健康造成係太大嘅風險。不過點樣嚟講都好啦，呢啲係營養補充劑，咁係唔應該咧存在有污染物，亦都唔應該有啲所謂添加劑喺裏邊嘅。咁因為咧冇人會想食補充劑嘅時候，如果擔心咧我哋食咗啲唔應該食嘅嘢。咁另外一個咧就係話，我哋食補充劑咧係想增加呢個不飽和脂肪酸奧米加3。咁但係如果佢嘅量咧同我哋想象嘅唔一樣嘅話，咁我哋咪會覺得我哋根本都食唔夠咯，咁咪會對我哋身體就唔係咁理想啦。咁所以咧，消委會就好希望咧啲生產商咧係做好呢個生產工序，佢嘅標籤咧應該同佢所有嘅嘢係一樣，亦都唔應該咧有呢啲咁嘅污染物。
係有一條問題咧，就係明報同埋商台都係有問到嘅。咁其實頭先譚教授咧喺你嘅回答入邊，其實都有 提到，不過我都想即係再講一次呢條問題，就等兩間即係嘅記者都清楚知道係答咗，或者可能譚教授睇下會唔會有補充啦。咁佢哋嘅問題就係話其中一款孕婦魚油丸嘅樣本咧，嗰個苯並 A 比檢出量咧超出咗歐盟規定嘅上限5倍嘅，咁 pH 亦都總和亦都係超出咗歐盟規定上限啦。咁佢哋想了解一下呢個產品係咪需要下架嘅？咁呢個係第23號嘅樣本。咁頭先係譚教授其實係答咗嘅，咁就如果冇嘢補充啦，我就問另一條問題啦。
或者我再講一次啦，即係苯並比咧同埋4種 pH 嘅含量都係超出咗標準啦。咁呢個係非常之唔理想嘅，因為其實苯並比咧就係會有一個可能性嘅致癌物質嚟嘅。咁所以咧其實咧就應該係我哋注意呢一樣嘢。咁所以食物安全中心咧睇到我哋報告之後咧，亦都係勒令有關嘅商戶咧係停售呢個批次嘅產品㗎啦。
咁跟住下一條問題都係明報嘅，咁專供孕婦同埋兒童服用嘅魚油樣本咧都有檢出呢個致癌物，咁佢特別係即係因應孕婦同埋兒童啦，就想了解呢啲致癌物咧係對佢哋呢一個群組嚟講咧有冇啲咩特別嘅後果嘅咧？
咁嗱，譬如咧孕婦啦，咁孕婦其實要食呢啲魚油補充劑咧，都係除咗為咗自己健康之外咧，都係其實為咗個嬰兒好嘅，即係個 BB 啦。咁所以如果當佢唔小心食咗一啲唔好嘅魚油，而有呢啲咁嘅有毒嘅致癌物質咧，咁係會好擔心。咁亦都可以經過媽媽嘅血液咧，就去到個胎盤度影響個胎兒。咁我哋就冇一個人想咧，小朋友未出世或者 BB 未出世咧，已經係經過媽媽嘅血液咧而攞到呢啲咁嘅有毒嘅物質㗎。咁所以即係話咧，如果俾孕婦食或者嬰幼兒喺發育過程裏邊嘅期間咧，係盡量係要避免接觸到呢啲有毒有害嘅物質。咁所以點解我哋話，如果一啲樣本咧係標明係比嬰幼兒同埋孕婦咧係更加要分外小心，因為佢哋喺發育嘅過程裏邊嘅。咁所以咧，而媽媽咧就喺個懷孕嘅時候係令到個胎兒咧喺度發育緊嘅。咁所以變咗我哋覺得呢一啲咧係真係唔應該存在喺呢啲樣本裏邊咯。
我諗就住可能有好多傳媒咧都係就住有一個樣本23號問嘅問題，咁當然佢每一粒佢哋嗰個含量係唔係話好高，但係因為始終咧呢一啲都係有害污染物，同埋都係講緊咧係供孕婦食用啦。咁我哋從一個好穩陣嗰個角度嚟睇咧，就如果你消費者係有得揀，有一啲係比較相對安全嘅產品，但係有一啲咧個污染物係比較重啲嘅產品，咁好明顯咧就小心駛得萬年船嘅情況底下咧，就大家會揀一啲冇污染物或者係甚至或者少啲嘅污染物嘅產品咧去食用啦。咁所以喺就住呢個樣本裏面咧，如果你話俾一個好簡單嘅建議俾啲孕婦嘅話咧，咁我哋都係會建議可能係唔好揀呢一隻產品，或者係停止食用呢一隻產品咧，就會比較安全啲。咁但係當然啦，即係每一個消費者對自己個自身嘅風險評估都係會有一個自己嗰個決定嘅。咁所以咧就我哋俾一個我哋嗰個嘅比較客觀嘅意見俾大家啦。咁但係最終係個消費者，如果你而家係擁有呢一個或者係已經買咗呢啲產品，你會唔會轉或者係停止服用嘅話咧？咁當然係要自行去決定啦。不過咧喺食安中心咧就住呢個產品咧，就係已經係叫咗相關嘅商戶咧，就係停止出售呢一個產品㗎啦。
不過我想俾消費者咧就唔好成日覺得好驚咁樣，因為其實咧苯並比咧或者 PHS 咧喺其他環境裏邊都會有嘅，因為呢個係一個環境嘅污染物嚟㗎。咁正如咧，譬如我哋有時咧燒嘢嘅時候咧，燒烤或者咩咧，都會有一啲 pH 咧都會產生出嚟嘅。咁我哋以前有啲測試咧都有啲問題嘅。咁所以即係話，如果你真係唔好彩啦，你剛好買咗呢個魚油咧，係真係有呢一個有呢個 pH 啦，咁你又好擔心。其實我嘅意思咧就係唔使咁擔心。咁咧你就可以咧下次嘅時候咧就選擇一啲係冇呢個 pH 冇呢個 BAP 嘅產品嚟到購買。咁因為咧其實我哋日常生活裏邊咧都喺唔同渠道咧都會有接觸到呢一啲咁嘅污染物嘅。咁所以先至話咧，我哋應該係盡量避免呢個污染物。同埋咧就係嬰幼兒啦，因為佢哋其實係冇乜接觸嘅，咁所以更加要避免呢個接觸。咁所以咧即係話大家就唔使話好恐懼或者好擔心咁樣。不過有選擇咧，就應該係選擇啲更好嘅產品。
都係明報嘅問題，咁就係佢問到咧，就係點解專供孕婦同埋兒童服用嘅魚油樣本咧會檢出較多嘅致癌物？係咪因為呢啲魚油有較多營養素，所以提取嘅時候咧就有機會衍生更多嘅致癌物，或者係有其他嘅原因呢？
我諗喺呢一方面，其實嗰個生產嗰方面嗰個嘅成個監控嘅流程同埋佢哋嘅原材料係點咧？我哋係冇做，即係我哋冇能力去做相關嘅調查嘅。咁但係我哋係今次喺坊間嗰度去搜羅唔同嘅呢啲嘅魚油補充劑嗰陣時咧，就發現係呢一啲孕婦同埋兒童服用嘅魚油樣本咧，就係出現咗呢啲污染物。咁其實我哋之前都唔會知道呢個結果，但係做完呢個測試先會知道。咁所以咧就我諗咧，其實好多時我哋做完唔同嘅產品測試之後咧，我哋都係會促請，若果係有問題嗰啲廠商咧，自己真係去揾翻成個採購同埋你嗰個生產加埋嗰個生產嗰個嘅品質監控嗰方面咧，要全面檢視究竟係點樣可以改善翻，同埋出現咗啲咩問題咯。
其實即係因為你會知道嗰啲 pH 點解嚟咧，其實就係由於嗰個你用個原材料裏面有脂肪，咁呢啲食物咧喺度加熱嘅時候咧，烘乾或者煙燻嘅時咧，就會啲脂肪就會轉化成有呢啲咁嘅苯並芘啊，或者係 pH 嘅物質嚟㗎。咁所以變咗咧，即係話你個生產過程，你用幾多溫度，點樣烘焙，會影響你個 pH 嘅含量。跟住你個原材料個脂肪係乜嘢成分，亦都會影響咗你個 pH 嘅產生含量。咁所以咧，就我哋係唔會知道嗰個生產商係用乜嘢材料，用咩溫度嗰個加工過程。咁我哋只係咧係檢測到係唔應該存在嘅嘢咧，我哋俾我哋檢測到啦。咁所以就要俾消費者咧係知道咗呢個問題啦。
Similar questions are asked by the RTHK English channel. What are the health impacts of eating these contaminated fish oil samples? Should we avoid using them as health supplements? Is there a need to recall these products?
Okay, as I mentioned, for example, one particular pollutant or contaminant we are very worried about, particularly for pregnant women or the children, is the polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. And one container of this pH is benzoyl A pyrene. We call it BAP. Because in one sample, we detect the amount is 13 microgram per kilogram, which far exceeds the action limit of 10 microgram per kilogram. And so, because we all know the BAP is actually a genotoxic carcinogen, and they will actually link up to the cancer problem of human being. And this is why if the product is supposed to be a supplement for our health, and we detect this pH, we should pay attention on that. And this is why this kind of product is already being stopped to be sold in the market by the government. And another one is what we call the BHT, which is an antioxidant which added to prevent the acidification of the product and also the oxidation and make it become smelly. And BHT is also a problem because it is also a carcinogen, if my memory is correct. And in one of the samples, the BHT content is 610 ppm, while the maximum allowable range is only 200 ppm. And therefore, when you have this BHT as an antioxidant in the sample, it's actually additive to the supplement. That is not good. And actually, we should try to avoid this kind of product. And other than that, of course, in some samples, we also detected the free MCP and also the glycerol, which are actually not good because glycerol is also a genotoxic carcinogen. And one sample is actually exceed the EU standard. And MCPD-free sample is actually exceed the standard. And of course, MCPD in the experimental animal data, we found that they will affect our kidney, our central nervous system, and also the male reproductive systems. And so these are something that should not be in our product. On the other hand, the one I mentioned, like pH, MCPD, and glycerol, is actually could happen in other places. For example, pH is a kind of pollutant that commonly found in the environment. For example, when you burn something, when you do the barbecue, and then they might release the pH. And for the MCPD and also glycerol in a lot of food products, I remember last time we found biscuit also got MCPD. So these kind of things are actually surrounding us. So the advice is some products do not contain this contaminant. And as a wise consumer, smart consumer, we should choose this product. And for the manufacturer, they should avoid to have this contaminant in the food product or the supplement product. And so this is the advice to the consumers.
Probably I have to supplement with a bit of education on some basic idea. Because every time you talk a lot about the genotoxic pollutants and also like pH, glycidol, and also free MCPD. So consumer will have the questions about can it be discharged from our body? For dioxin and also pH, they would be accumulated in our body, which is very difficult, to be discharged. But for free MCPD and also glycidol, it can be discharged from our body, but at a very gradual and also slow manner. So overall, as Professor Riley pointed out, all these different kinds of pollutants could exist in different food if they are produced or manufactured under a high temperature environment. Free MCPD and also glycidol would possibly be generated. With its existence, it is so important for consumer to build up your knowledge about the pollutants level of different kinds of foods, and also build up a healthy diet for yourself. Reasons being is if you have a healthy diet with less consumption of food that associate with higher level of pollutants, that will give you a better health overall. So this is some basic concept, that I want to offer to consumers when you think about, when you assess your own risk about different pollutants in different foods.
Okay, our staff just remind me we need to be very accurate on our data. I mentioned pH, BAP, the content that in our sample is 30 microgram per kilogram. But actually, this is data from CF, the Food Safety
Center for Food
Center for Food Safety. And actually, our test data is 12.7 microgram per kilogram. And so actually, our data is quite close to the CF's data. And CF data actually measures 13 microgram per kilogram. Ours is 12.7 microgram per kilogram. And the actual data is in the Choice magazine. And I don't know whether I need to repeat in Chinese. Maybe I do because 因為正話有明報有啲報本咧就問我哋究竟有啲咩污染物係我哋要注意啦。咁我就講咗苯並芘啦，即係苯並 A 比啦。咁我就話咗個 data 咧個結果咧就係每1公斤咧我哋驗出量咧係13微克嘅。咁我哋嘅同事咧話咧，其實呢一個數據咧就係食安中心嘅數據嚟嘅，因為我哋俾一啲報告佢之後，佢再做一次。咁而我哋真正做到嘅數據喺我哋嘅選擇月刊裏邊咧係12.7微克每公斤。咁即係話咧，佢哋做比我哋高咗0.3微克每公斤。咁兩個數據咧係好近嘅。咁即係話咧，我哋嘅檢測結果咧同政府檢測結果咧其實差唔多一致。咁亦都係超過咗咧每公斤10微克呢個上限。點樣講都係啦，係唔應該存在嘅嘢嘅。咁好多謝大家。
係，咁我哋翻去中文嘅問題啦。咁香港電台咧就有問到產品嘅 DHA 同埋 EPA 嘅含量咧，有部分咧就係遠低於嘅標示嘅。咁對於消費者嚟講，服用呢啲嘅低於標示嘅產品咧，有冇咩風險咧？如果買咗嘅話，可以點做咧？
咁當然咧就係DHA 同埋 EPA 都係好嘢嚟嘅。咁我哋咧就發現咧就係其實有兩款咧，即係令到我哋覺得冇道理咧，就係我哋驗出嘅 DHA 咧係比咧佢嘅標示咧係低得都好犀利嘅，73.2%同83%。咁咧另外 EPA 咧就有啲係低咗31.7%。咁你要記住咧，我哋食呢啲咧就係為咗係令到我哋嘅健康好啲噶嘛。譬如我哋嘅心血管好啲啊，我哋血脂控制好啲啊，我哋個血壓好啲啊，咁心臟健康啲啊。咁如果對兒童嚟講咧，可能令到佢個視網膜啊同埋大腦發育好啲。咁我哋就要食足夠嘅量咧嚟補充啊嘛。咁所以如果我睇翻個說明書，我要食嘅咁多，我以為好掂啦，但係原來佢係低咗咁多嘅，咁我變咗食少咗啦。咁所以對我健康嘅保障咧，就會少過我預期咯。咁呢個就係話對消費者嚟講咧，係唔應該咧俾一啲唔正確嘅資訊我哋咯，令到我哋以為我哋食夠咗呢個 DHA 同埋 EPA 就唔需要有其他途徑去補充。咁所以呢個資料準確性咧喺我哋嘅眼中咧係相當之重要㗎。咁所以呢個咧就係唔係話你食少咗會有咩問題，就係咁咪補充得唔夠咯。咁但係另外一個回事，咁你喺其他食物裏邊都有㗎嘛。咁譬如你一個星期食魚啊，咁都會有呢，或者食啲果仁啊，咁都會有呢個 DHA 同埋 EPA 㗎嘛。咁所以唔係單一個途徑咯。咁如果你均衡飲食嘅話，就算食少咗，咁對身體唔會有咩大嘅唔好嘅。不過作為一個生產者，你賣俾人嘅嘢，消費者係有權咧係知道我應該買呢堆嘢係我所想象中嘅嘢，唔可以突然間你少咗啲嘢俾我咯。
係，我諗真係期望管理嗰個問題啦，因為譬如話商品説明條例，你都係一定要係符合個聲稱，你個聲稱係有幾多含量嘅話，就應該係有幾多含量。但係而家低咁多，亦都係有一款係超出咗嗰個容忍上限嘅話咧，咁就係有問題啦。咁但係我哋都要大家留意翻下咧，就係呢一啲嘅脂肪酸裡面咧，平均佢哋喺一粒裡面咧嗰個壞脂肪酸嗰個嘅比例，因為我哋明顯地睇到咧，今次嗰個壞脂肪酸嘅比例咧，有啲係低好多，有啲咧就會比較高啲，最高咧可以去到37.7，就係其中一個嗰個 DHA 嗰個嘅差異係會比較大嘅一個樣本，即係差異83個樣本。咁即係話咧，當你去食佢嗰陣時，你會發現 DHA 原來係食少咗，嗰個 EPA 都食少咗，但係咧嗰個壞嘅脂肪酸嗰個嘅含量咧，即係飽和脂肪酸加埋呢一個反式脂肪酸咧，相對嚟講嗰個比例咧亦都係比較高。咁所以咧，當消費者去選擇嗰陣時咧，當然冇一個即時嘅健康嘅風險，咁但係咧都係嗰個期望嗰個係咪如實啦？咁另外咧就係你進食嗰啲嘢係咪真係幫到你自己？咁呢啲我諗即係消費者今次一定要參考下我哋今次呢一個測試嗰個結果啦，去揀選適合自己嘅產品。同埋若果你喺日常嘅食物裡面都已經可以有足夠嘅補充呢一個脂肪酸嘅話咧，咁亦都係會可以攞翻專業嘅意見，需唔需要進食呢一啲嘅補充劑啊
？Going back to the English questions, in considering the harmful substances and the bad fatty acids and DHA found in the samples, both HKIBC and RTHK English channel would like to know, is it possible that the harmful substances will outweigh the benefits, even if consumers avoid excessive intake?
I think it depends on the quantity and the concentration and types of the contaminant in your food supplement. And at the moment, we detect some bad contaminants in our supplements, and that should be avoided. But overall, I think if you take it as a supplement for vitamin, for unsaturated fatty acid like omega-3 fatty acid, DHA or EPA, I think they still have advantages. And therefore, I think although they have some contaminant, and more important is that some products do not contain this bad contaminant. So if you choose the product that have high omega-3 fatty acid with little or none of this contaminant, then it's a good choice. And if you have purchased the product and they do have some contaminant, which is not really that serious, except the one we mentioned that contain high BAP and also the one with VHT, and then CF is already asked them to stop selling that product. The others, I think you still can consume it. But I would like to say, actually, for the omega-3 fatty acid, they are available in a lot of food, particularly fish. And so actually you have to think twice, do you really need to take this food supplement? And then, or nutrition supplement. And if the best is take the fresh food materials. And actually in our choice magazine, we did point out which type of fish is containing a high concentration of the omega-3 fatty acids. And if you are vegetarian, which type of food you can take and give you sufficient omega-3 fatty acid. So you don't need to rely all the time to get the omega-3 fatty acid from the supplement.
I have to really say that based on the results of this test on fish oil, the manufacturers really have a big responsibility to improve the product quality, because it is a very reasonable expectation of consumers to consume good fatty acid instead of below level fatty content, and also high percentage of bad fatty acids, and also with pollutants as well, and some of them are even carcinogenic. So we strongly believe that manufacturers really have the responsibility to improve the product. And also from the regulation point of view, probably we require more surveillance to check the quality and also the safety level of these products in order to ensure that the consumers are well protected when they are consuming this kind of fish oil and also other food supplements as well.
One last question regarding fish oil supplements. Which one would you suggest consumers to take, liquid formulas of fish oil or capsule, HKIBC asked a question because it says that there is no definite correlation between the DHA and EPA contents with the capsule fill. So they would just want to, the reporter want to know whether liquid formulas of fish oil or capsules are preferred.
The form actually is not the issue. It's really about the quality of the content is the issue. So as long as, no matter it is in liquid form or capsule form, we urge consumer to look for the good quality ones when they make your purchase. This time, I think no matter it's capsule or the liquid form, all the manufacturers review their product ingredients as well as the manufacturing process in order to strengthen the overall quality of the product. There's one correction, that I want to make. It's about the EU safety limit about the PAH. The upper limit actually is 2 milligram per kilogram instead of 10. So we just want to make a quick correction about it. 或者我用中文都好快講講。
其實嗰個我正話10嗰個咧係個行動水平嚟嘅，係食安中心嘅行動水平嚟嘅，唔係嗰個最高攝入量，所以唔係我正話講嘅唔係歐盟嘅標準，我講緊香港嘅食安中心咧係10 microgram 每1公斤。咁歐盟嘅標準，因為呢個行動水平嚟，即係話超過咗呢個咧，我哋要做嘢㗎啦。咁所以同EU 正話我哋總幹事講嗰個咧係唔同嘅標準嚟嘅。Do you want me to translate that? For the BAP, a lot of people is concerned in the fish oil supplement. I quote the values is 30 microgram per kilogram is the detected level by CFS. And CFS in Hong Kong also set an action limit. So when the concentration exceeds this value, action must be taken. And the action limit in Hong Kong CFS is 10 microgram per kilogram. Therefore, when we detect the product got 12.7 microgram per kilogram, we send it to the CFS, and CFS do it again, and find it's 13 microgram per kilogram. So it's above the action limit. Therefore, they immediately ask the manufacturer to stop selling this product. And actually, there's another standard, which is a EU maximum standard, which is much lower than 10 microgram per kilogram. And the information is already on the Choice magazine.
跟住落嚟，我哋喺度浴室暖風機。
可唔可以俾我補充最撚尾一句有關於呢一個魚油呢啲補充劑？嗱，我哋講咗咁耐咧。消委會嗰個嘅立場咧，就唔係話叫啲人完全唔好食呢一個魚油補充劑，因為有啲人係真係需要食嘅，譬如話係一啲素食者啦，或者唔中意食海產嘅人士啦，或者係孕婦或者哺乳期嘅婦女啦，或者喺日常飲食之中係自己真係攝取唔到足夠嘅奧美加3嘅脂肪酸嘅人士咧，就真係可能需要食用呢一啲補充劑嘅。咁所以喺日常嘅食物裏面係會可以攝取呢啲奧美加3嘅脂肪酸，但係若果真係有某一啲嘅人士係有需要嘅話咧，咁若果經過你哋專家嗰個嘅去諮詢一啲專業嘅人士之後有需要嘅話咧，都係需要食嘅。咁所以咧呢啲產品唔係話完全冇用，但係咧邊啲人適合啦，同埋點樣去食啦，加埋嗰個產品質素咧，就係今次我哋成個產品測試呢一個嘅重點咯。
好，唔該晒。咁我哋跟住咧就係關於浴室暖風機嘅問題嘅。咁呢個問題咧就係嚟自明報嘅。咁就想問下浴室暖風機嘅乾衣速度同埋佢耗電量有冇關係嘅咧？係咪乾衣速度越快就會用多啲電？消費者可以點樣平衡環保同埋實際需要咧？
嗱，咁咧就你個浴室暖風機嘅乾衣速度咧就會視乎咗你個暖風嘅吹去你個乾，即係個衣服需要乾啦。咁當然如果你越快完成咗乾衣，咁佢咪唔需要再送啲暖風，咁咪可以熄機，咁咪可以慳翻啲電啦。咁但係亦都視乎你嗰個暖風機咧係邊一種咯，譬如你話係屋頂懸掛啊，咁如果佢啲或者係窗口式嘅，咁佢係唔同噶嘛，因為啲風暖風出嚟唔同嘅。咁如果你啲衫係離個暖風機係好遠嘅，咁你咪要吹耐啲先乾，咁咪用得啲耗電量多啲咯。咁所以你個乾衣速度咧係會同個耗電量咧係有啲關係，即係你越快乾晒，咁咪越快唔使用電啦。咁咁所以咧就會如果唔使用電咁啊耗電量就會越少啦咁樣。咁呢個就係一個最簡單。咁要平衡環保啦。咁其實咧一個乾衣最好咧，其實就唔係用呢浴室暖風機嘅。如果可能咧，都會話俾你聽咧，其實最好咧係用自然風去乾佢啦，或者太陽曬佢啦。咁呢個係最理想嘅方法。咁但係好多人就話香港好難㗎嘛，我又冇露台，又可能天氣好潮濕啊，咁我要屋企裏邊去做啦。咁要屋企裏邊去做咧，其實你可以考慮下咧，係用 我哋以前做過一種咧，就係抽濕機啦，或者另外一啲係壓縮式嘅暖風機啦。咁佢就會因應乾咗衫咧就唔喐啦。咁所以咧就會而家嗰個所謂嗰個機能啊，嗰個叫 mechanism 嗰個功能咧，嗰個機率嗰個應用嘅嘢咧就係唔係好同嘅。一啲係送暖風出嚟嘅，一啲係將啲空氣咧係即係濕空氣抽咗入去嘅。咁所以變咗咧，你就會可以考慮啦，用抽濕機啦。如果你純粹為咗乾衣嘅話，或者咧另外一種咧就係可以係洗衣嘅時候順便乾衣嘅。咁所以有好多方法咧，你可以係減少個耗電量。咁就算你真係要用我哋依家調查嘅浴室暖風機咧，咁你都睇到咧，有啲係耗能嘅，有啲係節能嘅。咁所以咧就可以因應我哋嘅報告結果咧，就選擇咧。如果你覺得乾衣為主啦，就選擇一能夠節能，用少啲電嘅。我哋已經計過啦，有啲係用好多電㗎嘛，咁有啲係好少電嘅。咁譬如話你可以睇到咧，就係我哋俾你睇咧，就係可以相差咗，大家都係浴室暖風機，咁可以相差咧，一個係最貴係167.4，167蚊，一個咧就係86蚊。咁所以大家都係暖風機咧，浴室暖風機咧，其實你有得揀嘅。咁消費者嚟講咧，最緊要就係有得揀啦。咁所以我就覺得你就算用翻呢啲啦，我唔想再買抽濕機，又唔想買嗰啲洗衣乾衣機，咁你咪揀我哋今次測試出嚟嘅最慳電嗰隻咯。如果你以係乾衣為主嘅話，
我哋呢一個乾衣一個金額咧，就係有一個假設嘅，就係大家每一個月係用15次，同埋咧就係
過百一
度電嘅嚇。咁所以若果你屋企係好多人係不斷咁樣要每日乾衣嘅話咧，好明顯就係個錢咧就係以倍數上㗎啦。但係如果你嗰個用量係相對嚟講比較低啲，即係可能一個星期只係乾一次咁樣嘅，咁就可能你嘅耗電量就會比較低啲。咁所以咧，你嗰個實際嗰個使用量咧，都係會好主宰你最終荷包嗰度要俾嘅電費咯。
係兩位好解釋得好詳細啦，咁都已經即係答咗其他嘅問題添啦。咁我哋跟住咧就會係第3個題目咧，就係關於電子廁板嘅。咁就有一個比較一般嘅問題，就想問下喺選購電子廁板之前咧，其實要考慮啲咩因素咧？譬如話安裝費啊、座墊大小啊、使用方便程度等等，係點樣去考慮法嘅咧？
嗱，咁首先咧就你用電子廁板咧，就一定要諗下你個廁所咧係咪安裝到先。咁因為好簡單咧，就係我哋記得咧，電子廁板咧你要用電噶嘛，咁亦都要用水噶嘛。咁所以就係你首先要諗下你個廁所裏邊咧有冇呢啲咁嘅電源，你可以插到電而係安全嘅。因為咧我哋唔希望咧有啲譬如話你沖涼嗰陣時啲水啊，或者洗手盆嘅水咧會濺咗落你呢個電子廁板度咧，咁就係唔好啦。咁所以一定咧就係要話，譬如我沖涼嘅時候咧個花灑或者浴缸咧係有個浴簾或者浴瓶分隔咗，咁所以令到呢個電子廁板唔會被濺濕。咁第二咧，你係一定要有自來水嘅供應啦。咁你即係要有水啊嘛，去清洗你啊嘛。咁你清洗完之後咧，咁點都有時咧你要避免咧就係啲污糟水會唔會回流咧？咁所以咧有個斷流嘅設施啦。因為如果唔係咧，啲污糟水斷流翻咧會點啊？會令到你嗰個單位啲水咪污糟咗咯。如果入翻去個自來水嗰個水箱度，或者嗰啲水源嘅時候，或者水管，咁啊不單止令到你個單位污染咗，甚至你嗰個大廈嘅單位都會污染咗。咁所以一定要有一個斷流嘅設施，或者一個斷流嘅裝置，咁令到你嗰啲污糟水咧唔會有機會翻去你供俾你嗰啲自來水。其實嗰啲係食水嚟㗎嘛，咁所以一定唔可以受到污染啦。咁第三咧，亦都會睇翻你個廁所個樣，同你要買嗰個型號嗰個樣，個電子廁板係咪所謂係協調咧？咁你唔可以買咗一個同你個廁所本身嘅形狀唔相同或者大細唔相同，咁你咪安唔到落去咯。咁第四，你買嘅時候仲要諗咧，就係話你要用電費啦，咁你想唔想負擔呢個電費啦？咁仲有一個就係話你嗰啲清洗完之後咧，嗰啲噴頭啊係要清潔㗎嘛。咁你要久唔久咧，就要即係啲水要過濾啦，然之後你要清潔。咁你要久唔久要換呢啲咁嘅過濾嘅裝置，咁都係一個錢啦。咁同埋咧，佢甚至有除臭嘅。咁呢個除臭咧係另外一個裝置嚟嘅。咁所以如果你覺得個除臭功能越嚟越唔好嘅話咧，咁你咪要換嗰個除臭嘅功能嗰個裝置嘅話咧，咁呢啲都係價錢。咁所以變咗你買嘅時候咧，第一你要揾一個有註冊嘅人幫你安裝啦，因為呢個水務署規定嘅。咁第二你又有電源啦，第三咧你就要計埋除咗價錢之外咧，仲係電安裝都要註冊啦。咁跟住咧就係你要價錢啦。咁個價錢唔係就係買嗰版，係之後嘅換呢啲咁嘅濾水器啊，換呢啲嘅除臭器咧，你都要考慮埋咯。佢仲有個電費。咁所以最後咧，消費者就係可以選擇自己有冇需要。譬如你覺得佢個潔淨功能好好嘅， 咁即係對有啲人士係好方便嘅。又或者你覺得你間屋好凍嘅，你覺得需要係一個暖烘烘嘅一個坐墊啦，咁呢啲係有需要。咁所以就我覺得每個人嘅需要唔一樣咯。咁係俾消費者可以自己考慮自己嘅需要。
跟住我哋去到環保棺木嘅問題嘅，咁明報咧就問到話有部分嘅服務商就承認環保棺嘅利潤唔及其他棺木，就係令到業界唔積極推銷環保棺嘅主要原因。咁想問下消委會，你知唔知道環保棺嘅利潤同埋其他棺木相比咧爭幾多嘅咧？
喺呢一方面咧，就我哋都有查詢過啲殮葬商啦，但係佢哋係冇透露即係兩個唔同嘅環保棺同埋呢一個傳統棺木，究竟佢哋利潤嗰方面咧係有幾大嘅唔同。咁但係我哋嘅重點就係最緊要就係推動呢一個環保棺木啦，等多啲人認知道啦，等可以係對個環境好啲啦。因為明顯地咧就係若果係當你去火葬嗰陣時咧得出嘅廢氣啦，所你消耗用嘅原材料啦等等咧，都係遠好過你用一個傳統嘅棺木㗎。咁我哋好希望咧就係透過呢一個文章啦，可以令到市民大眾咧係認識多啲呢一個環保棺木，同埋咧就係當真係屋企有人離世，雖然係好不幸咁，但係咧都會幫佢哋再諗埋多一步，就係點樣可以保護個環境啦，喺佢哋嗰個殮葬嘅過程裏面。
明報繼續都有問咧，就係話政府而家咧係點樣去推行環保棺嘅政策？佢哋嗰個推廣足唔足夠咧？好多市民知唔知道其實有呢啲棺木可以選擇嘅咧？
如果根據我哋今次嗰個嘅文章裡面得到嘅數據咧，係明顯地咧香港嘅使用率咧係比起海外咧都係低嘅。咁即係會代表兩樣嘢啦，一就係推廣夠唔夠足夠啦，夠唔夠足夠嘅教育去俾消費者知道原來世界上嘅棺木可以有一種叫環保嘅棺木啦。咁第二咧就係消費者自己本身有冇知道有呢一個環保嘅棺木，因為可能好多人嗰個嘅腦裡面就係好多時當有先人離世嗰陣時，就係揾一啲殮葬商一手包辦全個套餐去幫我搞掂，但係咧就冇探究到究竟有冇一啲環保啲嘅產品。因為喺呢個過程裏面，大家都係會比較傳統啲。咁而根據過往嗰個嘅海外嗰啲嘅研究咧，推動環保嘅棺木咧，主要都係三大障礙：一就係究竟有冇足夠嘅措施去教育個消費者；二就係究竟有冇足夠嘅誘因俾嗰個業界去推動呢一個環保棺木；而第三咧就係當地社會嗰個文化同埋嗰個傳統嗰個嘅價值觀。咁而如果呢三樣嘢係可以一路喺度進步，咁三隻腳並行去推動嘅話咧，咁係睇到喺海外咧嗰個嘅環保棺木嗰個嘅採用率咧係會大大提升嘅。咁我哋都好希望香港作為一個環保嘅城市咧，都係就住呢一方面咧可以改善咯。
其實政府係07年已經引入咗呢個環保棺㗎啦。如果大家聽我正話講咧，咁所有冇人認領嘅遺體咧都係用呢個環保棺嘅。咁亦都規定咧，所有簽發或者現有嘅殮葬商申請續牌嘅時候咧，係要將呢個環保棺嘅資料咧係擺落去作為一個額外嘅條件嘅。咁就規定咧，即係呢個殮葬商咧就係一定要俾市民有個選擇。不過係因為咧係有咗呢個規定之後咧，政府係冇再進一步嘅推廣呢樣嘢，亦都冇宣傳，亦都冇足夠嘅經濟誘因俾市民或者個殮葬商係可以遵守呢個。所以變咗10幾年以嚟咧，都唔係好成功。咁但係咧，從呢個保護世界、保護我哋下一代子孫嚟講，呢個係一個必走嘅一個途徑嚟嘅，係未來嘅趨勢。咁所以希望咧，就係我哋三方面啦，即係政府、殮葬商同埋市民咧，都齊齊努力咧，係可以做一個更好嘅持續嘅呢個綠色殯葬嘅服務啊。
跟住落嚟咧，就到我哋最後一個題目嘅，就係關於個投訴個案嘅。咁就商台咧就問網上平台嘅投訴咧，按年就大增接近成4倍嘅，係咪同呢個交易量或者其他因素有關嘅咧？有啲個案就涉及，有冇個案係涉及違反商品説明條例？有冇轉介俾海關咧？
喺3個個案嗱，答翻係嗰個投訴嘅數字先啦。咁其實我哋睇到直至到2020年嘅10月。我哋嗰個數字咧係比起往年2021年嘅全年22宗咧，已經係可以話係去到2倍㗎啦。因為咧就由22宗升到67宗，咁亦都喺疫情底下咧，明顯地睇到咧消費者咧就係都係會揾一個方便啦。因為呢啲平台事實上係幾方便嘅，一覽無遺，好多唔同嘅活動，我想買邊一張飛，究竟幾多錢，有冇優惠，全部都可以睇到。咁跟住然後咧就自己喺屋企咧就已經可以買定呢啲嘅門票啦。咁但 但係咧喺呢3個個案裏面咧，可以講話咧係第一個個案咧係可能咧都係有機會觸犯呢一個商品説明條例嘅。個原因就係當個商戶去接受嗰個付款嗰陣時咧，就應該都係要有一個意圖。喺嗰個貨品同埋服務咧係有合理由相信咧就係佢可以供應到俾個消費者嘅，但係原來佢係做唔到呢一樣嘢，咁可能咧就係會構成一個不當地接受付款啦。咁但係咧仲有另外一個嗰個嘅法例咧，就係講緊呢個促銷貨品同埋服務嗰陣時，如果佢係遺漏咗或者係隱藏一啲重要嘅資訊，可能咧亦都會觸犯埋呢一個誤導性遺漏嘅。因為今次呢個個案裏面咧，就係原來佢有 quota， 咁同埋咧就可能俾唔到你想要嘅飛咧，就係會要退唔到款，但係咧就係會儲翻啲分，就俾你第時去用。咁同埋咧俾你嗰啲飛咧，可能係比較次等啲嘅。咁呢啲咧對消費者嚟講咧，好明顯咧係一個好重要資訊，去決定究竟我用唔用你個平台，用真金白銀4800蚊去買你啲分，買完啲分之後咧係點樣去用法。咁但係若果你呢一啲咁嘅條文或者係有一個上限嘅咁重要嘅資訊，佢冇話俾個消費者聽嘅話咧，咁可能咧就有機會觸犯咗法例啦。咁但係當然啦，每一個個案都有佢嗰個細節，咁我哋都唔係執法機關，咁所以咧就有冇觸犯法例咧，就需要執法機關咧係進行進一步嘅調查嘅。咁就第二個個案咧，就可以話係未必觸犯咗個法例，不過喺一個客戶服務嗰度咧，就係要睇清楚，同埋喺啲條文嗰度咧，我哋真係要提醒消費者咧要醒啲，因為喺呢啲咁嘅活動咧，好多時咧都有一啲我哋話叫基本條文啊，就係話俾你聽如果佢延期取消退款嗰陣時，嗰個安排係點？咁而一般咧都係會話俾個消費者聽咧，就係當你一簽咗呢一個申請表或者係買咗呢個服務嘅話咧，咁就係代表個參加者咧係亦確認同埋同意接受一切活動嗰個規則、條款同埋安排。咁若果係有呢一啲咁嘅風險嘅大前提底下，消費者當然亦都會考慮下嗰個收費個門票嗰個金額啦。咁若果係一啲咁概括性嘅條文，係因應住唔同情況去處理去保障翻，可以話係嗰個活動嘅安排嘅商戶嘅法律嗰個嘅利益嗰陣時咧，咁所以消費者自己就真係要諗清楚，究竟會唔會係願意承擔嗰啲風險？咁同埋咧就係若果你真係好中意嗰個活動，你都係照樣俾錢買嘅話咧，咁大家咧都應該要留翻相關嘅單據啦，同埋記錄啦，就萬一真係譬如好似今次咁樣有爭議嗰陣時咧，都可以用翻嚟追討啦。咁而最撈尾一個個案呢，就未必係觸犯商品説明條例，不過就係因為係講緊嗰個11月27號嗰個門票係唔適用於指定嗰個日子。咁喺呢個大前提底下，可能呢嗰個有關服務商可能就會有疏忽嗰個情況。咁呢就係透過呢一個民事呢，就係可能有需要呢去同嗰個投訴人蒙受嗰個損失呢承擔一個法律嘅責任。咁當然個大前提底下呢，就係究竟呢一個投訴人會唔會從一個法律嘅途徑咧去追討佢嗰個嘅損失啦？咁而當然喺個技術上層面咧，都有一個法律嘅原則叫 law of mistake， 嗰個消費者都可以考慮就係向法庭去申請呢個撤銷同門票供應商嗰個交易。不過好多時咧，因為呢啲門票嗰個銀碼唔係咁大咧，盡可能咧都係希望透過我哋嘅調停啦，又或者係調解啦嗰個嘅方法就係處理咗呢啲問題。但係我哋都好希望咧，就相關嗰個嘅平台啦嚇，其實就住呢一啲投訴咧，就係真係要改善下佢嗰個平台嗰個嘅網頁同埋個資訊嗰個披露同埋啲條款嗰個披露咧，應該係要清楚去話俾個消費者聽，就千祈唔好再引起呢啲不必要嘅誤會咯。
好，今日最後嘅一條問題嘅，咁就即係除咗違反商品説明條例之外咧，咁都想知道咧，而家本港咧有冇啲咩其他法律咧係監管呢一類型嘅提供娛樂服務預訂嘅平台嘅咧？
其實咧，我哋會睇到咧，呢一啲嘅平台咧，有啲咧都係一啲註冊持牌嘅旅行代理商啊。因為佢哋可能係買好多唔同嘅一啲景點嘅設施啦，又或者係佢哋代辦一啲嘅活動，又或者係佢哋純粹係代賣一啲嘅門票咧。喺咁嘅情況底下咧，呢一啲嘅註冊持牌旅行社代理商咧，係受呢個旅遊業監管局咧所監管嘅。咁所以若果係 一啲嘅爭議係牽涉到呢一啲嘅持牌嘅旅行代理商嘅話咧，咁亦都可以係透過去呢一個旅遊業監管局咧去作出相關嗰個嘅投訴。咁但係如果係一般嘅平台唔屬於一個持牌嘅旅行社嘅代理商咧，咁我哋都係透過我哋而家所有一般嘅法律咧，就係去處理呢一啲嘅問題啦。
今日嘅記者會嚟到呢度就結束啦，唔該晒兩位，多謝各位收看。